Oh, wait, I should probably mute so people can't hear us do this. Nah, I don't need to.
Oh.
Okay. Boop, boop, boop. Hi. Wow.
Hey!
Hello.
Hi.
It's time to play some D&D. Welcome to episode blah blah blah. I don't know how many sessions we played. Maybe Docs has got it in his notes.
Docs doesn't have his notes open. Yeah, he's well
Okay.
out of sorts.
Wow. Jesus. Okay. We're playing Dungeons and Dragons, and we are on an adventure in the Feywild, where our party have been kind of stranded there, branded by some kind of magic, and they are doing the bidding of the Ursine King in the hope that he will provide them with some information so that they can return home and hopefully remove this brand. Because the longer this brand seems to be on our players, or rather our giant bat companion, Nugget, and our player Haiku, they seem to be turning into a tree-like form, and others have remarked that eventually they will turn into a tree, which is generally probably not great. In our last session, you guys had gone to one of the 3 different objectives that the Ursine King had set you. He'd asked you to retrieve the tithes of some organizations that owe them fealty, as they are the court of the area that has taken charge. You went to Groaning Tree, which is otherwise known as, and turned out, after a lot of faff, that this location had been was being manipulated. The treants that lived there were being manipulated by a dryad of the Shadowfell. After some distractions, and for some, we're not going to talk about it, but you guys were waylaid and delayed in interacting with the dryad and poking around this particular location. You returned after some time to find that some mystical creatures had been ritually slain, and the Shadowfell dryad that was otherwise unknown to you was casting a ritual to bring her kind of sapling, her tree, from the Shadowfell to the Feywild. In so doing, just wrecking a bunch of treants and probably, doing some other nefarious deeds that you didn't get to hear about. You, with some acts of bravery from Neroli casting the teleportation spell in reverse, managed to stop the tree from being brought into a fully materialized state, but in so doing killed the dryad before she had a chance to really talk to you. Also because you heard her at the top of the tree, which was like a mile high, having a big cry, and then decided to not pursue that, and she died equivalent of bleeding out over the course of several hours, whilst you guys were just listening to her cry from the bottom of the tree.
Listen, you make it sound a lot more horrible than it was.
It was pretty horrible. Session...
my sympathy stopped extending when you ritually sacrifice a bunch of mystical baby goats and stuff like that.
That's
when you're supposed to be like a caretaker for the forest, okay?
Yeah. It's a little bit different in the Shadowfell. Regardless, at the end of the session, you guys had walked the length of the tree, found the ruined, desiccated, barky corpse of the dryad, and walked your way back. You decided to have a little bit of a kip, and then did you have a kip? I'm not sure you did have a kip.
I thought we were
forced into it.
No, I think you were going to have. You had a short rest at the bottom of the tree before you went up, which is why the dryad bled out. You weren't going to have a long rest because it was quite early in the quote unquote day, but also because it just feels at this point not smart to sleep around the base of any of the locations that you've visited so far. This will be the second tree. Yeah, the tree branch tried to fall on you. A second tree that you slept around recently tried to smother you in your sleep with its roots, if you remember that.
Yeah.
And then you bumped into an NPC from your past. You bumped into Astravagus, the potion seller, who gets on very well with Haiku and not anybody else, because Haiku has demonstrated their strength their ability to withstand the strongest potions. Using Haiku's kind of charm, you managed to purchase some items, and that's where we end the session, I believe. That and a
I think
level
so.
up.
Yes.
I feel like we did sleep somewhere, or we were going to sleep.
Do we try to
after
sleep at the
seeing him.
bottom of the tree or something, didn't we?
I thought we did because I've refilled my spell slots.
Okay. Well, we can. I'm pretty certain the idea was that you were going to sleep after seeing Astravigus.
I think
put
we
you guys back on the road, and then you had to sleep.
Yeah, I think that was the plan because we were like gonna sleep down there again, and there was that conversation with you where it's like you're gonna sleep at the bottom of another tree you killed,
Yeah.
and we were like, hey, well, I mean, hold on, and we had to do all the dodging and stuff, so we're like, we'll go down the road a bit.
Yeah, that's the idea, I think. I mean, if anybody has watched the VOD more recently than we have, they might know better.
Correct.
But that's canon for now, okay? So at the end of our last session, you guys had leveled up. And waking from your rest, you guys now have any of the new skills that you have acquired because of doing so. As you might be able to see in the chat, it looks a little bit like maybe Haiku has rolled the health that they that they got from their level up.
I made that mistake every single time, and it goes horribly wrong it goes below average every single time.
Oh dear.
No wonder I'm so weak in game.
It's a 4.
In game.
Out of game, I'm very strong. But we'll start today's session. First up, we'd like to hear about what you got for your level up. We'll also hear the answer to our prompt being, what is your character's greatest desire? Okay.
Do you want to do both at once, or like all of one and all the other?
Yeah, do it both at once. Why not?
Okay.
All right. Got any volunteers?
Welcome back, Grace.
Cool. I can go first.
All right.
Right.
My prompt answer is probably boring and predictable. I think Randall's greatest desire at the moment is probably to understand what happened to Caspian. Where is Caspian? Particularly with the like little memories fragments that he recovered from the Goop episode.
Yeah.
Yes,
The Goop episode. That's what it's known as. The Goop. Sure.
The Goop episode for this character, because you seem to have several Goop episodes.
I don't remember any other Goop episodes, I think.
Just with Daryl.
How much Daryl goop was there? There was some goop with Daryl.
Mm-hmm.
What's there?
It was
Oh.
mostly
Because I
the
made that
mimic
joke
stuff.
last time. I was recycling a joke, so I know it happened.
I don't remember.
Banana-y, mimicky. What do you mean you don't
Oh,
remember?
yeah.
Wow.
No, now I remember.
Been in a mimic goop.
Mm-hmm.
How about your level up?
Okay, so for my level up, I got a whole nother spell slot I can use. So now I can cast 2 spells before I have to take a short rest.
So what level
Ooh.
did you take that? What class did you take it in?
Oh, so so as Randall is currently away from the monastery and delving into this book, I've got another warlock level. Because he's to kind of go with his being closer to this book than his sort of order.
Sure.
Maybe straying from his path a little.
Ooh, okay. So you've got a new spell slot.
Yeah, and a new spell.
Ooh.
And from my vast level 1 list of about 8 different options, I picked Protection from Good and Evil.
Oh, okay.
Because it felt pretty relevant right
it's
now.
a good spell. That one. It's a good one. Yeah. Okay. Right. I apologize. Didn't realize there was more.
Yeah, well, because this is the level 2 warlock, so like it unlocks a whole bunch of actual warlock stuff.
Right.
So then the other main thing is I got access to Eldritch, whatever they're called, invocations, which are like feats basically.
Oh, do you not get those level 1?
No, you have to be level 2 to get them.
Oh,
You
okay.
can't just get them.
It's been a while.
And so I picked the first one, which was an obvious pick for Randall, which is called Eyes of the Runekeeper. You can read all writing. There's no limit to that by the sounds of it. It's just like you can read all writing.
Cool.
So did you not
Randall read his
previously-
doctor's writing?
that is the one thing that doesn't
That's
work.
the one thing.
Because it's not actually writing.
So did you? You previously had a spell that would allow you to do
Yeah, I
that.
had to use a whole spell slot for comprehend language.
So have
to do
you?
that.
I mean, that makes a lot of sense for your character. It's a great
Mhm.
invocation choice for you. Have you swapped out the spell then for something else?
No, because the comprehend languages lets you also talk to people. The invocation only lets you read the writing.
Right.
Comprehend languages lets you, I believe, read and write, or like communicate, basically, as long as they know a language.
Cool.
And then for the other one, Randall is like bored of being bonked on the head and like losing his place. And so there is one called Eldritch Mind, comes from Tasha's, and that gives you advantage on save for concentration.
Oh,
Okay.
So like Randall's way better at concentrating on his books now while he's like in the middle of combat.
Cool. All right. Cool. Good. Good overview. Fantastic. All right.
My first thought was maybe her greatest desires to like follow on the tradition, follow on like her mother's footsteps and like make another circus or like expand upon the circus and like be the lead circus lady. I can't think of the word. You know, be that and like I don't know, maybe that is something that she would want to do. She just like has her fingers in loads of like circus pies, basically.
So is that desire for her based in her value of the community that she had at the circus, or is it more fame and trying to chase celebrity status?
No, I think it's just the people there. No, she doesn't really
Right.
care about making a lot of money.
Okay.
Cool. Oro had a lot of level change ups because
yes,
I don't know whether we talked about it on stream or off stream.
We talked about it a little bit on stream, but I think we also kind of discussed the reasoning behind these changes and how it works canonically.
Yes, yeah. So Oro's changed to be a higher rogue than she is a ranger now. So she's level 6 rogue and level 5 ranger. So she's gone down 1 level in ranger, is what it was previously. Decided to do that because on Jenny reasons, I'm enjoying rogue a lot more than ranger. But in character reasons, we're saying that when we went into that tree and did that like alternate reality episode, it was that she focused more on her rogue things than her ranger things, and that buffed her rogue level more and made her want to do that more, I guess. But because of that, she's had a lot of different changes. So she's added another +1 d6 to her sneak attack. So I think I'm at 3 d6 now on my sneak attack. Yeah, just 3 d6, yeah. And 2 expertise skills. I've got uncanny dodge now. And also some goblin stuff has just changed, or like there's a new book that's coming out which has changed some stuff about goblin traits. So there's been a couple of stuff that's changed for that.
Yeah, there's not a huge amount that's changed drastically, but the new pending D&D compilation, basically they've got rid of a couple of books and now kind of been made legacy, and they're bringing out a new compilation of a bunch of stuff. So there are a few small changes, including is it Fury of the Small? Is that the name of the
Fury of the Small.
Fury of the Small has been buffed, which is nice. Which means that now you can add your proficiency bonus to damage on an attack against a creature that's larger than you once per turn, but a number of times equal to
your proficiency bonus. Yeah.
Right. I think what's your proficiency bonus at the moment? It's like 4?
It's 4, I think. Yeah.
Okay, so 4 times a day, Oro can add 4 damage onto attacks against something that's larger than her, which since she's small is a lot of stuff.
A lot of stuff, yeah. Good.
Additionally, goblins are now considered to have fey ancestry, so they have advantage on saving throws against charm status. Is that right?
Yeah.
Nice.
Cool.
That's cool.
Right, moving on. Unless you got anything else?
No.
I think that's it. Haiku.
Hello.
Hi.
Hi. Sorry, I thought you were going to ask me the question again. No.
No.
You just want me
What
to go
is
straight
it-
into the answers.
What is Haiku's greatest
I
desire?
mean, that's what everyone else has done.
I usually ask questions. Okay.
You know what? I do usually. I haven't today, but we've all been a little bit thrown off by just rolling on into the game. It's been unusual.
I don't
but
like
we're here
change, Tom.
today. It's fine. It's okay. What is Haiku's greatest desire?
Not a clue. And that's not a Jack answer. That's a Haiku answer. I
Okay.
don't know. I simply
Alright.
don't know. You know, if you ever really wanted something but not know what it is, it's that. That's what it is.
What's that feeling? I'm sure there's a German word for that. It's
Probably.
gonna be one really long word for the desire for something, just not knowing what it is. Okay, so Haiku just doesn't know.
Nope. Don't,
There's
their family
no-
at one point would have known, you know, many generations ago, but it's
Hmm.
been lost to
Oh.
time.
And then you also had the insight of that particular textbook that you found in the library, describing the questing beast, which is this concept of forever chasing something that is ineffable and impossible to catch.
Yeah, well, that would be their second greatest desire. Because
Is that
if they were to catch this uncatchable beast, then they would be able to obtain what they want but don't know they want.
right? Okay.
I found the
well,
word. That's it.
that's
the
it?
German word.
Oh my
Ooh.
fucking god! I was making a joke.
God.
The word is whatever that is. I don't speak German.
Longing.
I don't know. Something like that.
Hold on. Let me Google Translate. Try to.
Is it? Are you? You're learning German, aren't you? Though.
Who?
Oh.
Huh?
Docs, you're not learning German at the moment.
Yeah, that doesn't mean that I can say everything immediately.
Roughly means an inconsolable yearning or wistful longing for something one cannot explain or does not know.
Oh, where's Snorts when you need him? Cool.
I went to
Good
Google
Google.
Translate and I typed it in and it was like translate from German and I was like yes and then it said longing in English. So
Yeah,
seems
that's pretty close.
reasonably
Yeah,
correct.
okay. All right. Okay. Cool. Right. And what did you get up what did you get up to with your levels?
A meager amount of HP, an extra fourth level, an extra third level spell slot.
Right.
What's it called? I forgot what it's called already. So let me just check my character sheet. There we are. The spell storing item.
Yes.
I can store any first or second level artificer spell in an object. It will have as many charges as 2 times my int modifier. So in this case, it's 10.
It's so
And
absurd.
I don't have to. I could give it to someone else
Mhm.
potentially.
But it uses your spell. It has to be one of your spells that's stored.
Yes, it has to be an artificer, first or second level artificer. But yeah, to get 10 charges before it needs to be refreshed.
But
After a
10
long rest.
charges is absurd. 10 charges of any first or second level artificer spell. And we looked at the list briefly earlier as to
Some
what
really
that
good
could
ones.
be. There's some absurd spells that could be stored in there. But it'll be 10 charges of the one spell. It's not 10 different spells.
Yes, I can only change it after a long rest.
Yeah.
Oh.
Okay. That is a very cool
Do you have
ability.
to know the spell? Does it just have to be in the spell list, or does it have to be a spell that you've picked?
Just says just in the spell list.
Whoa.
I have taken a spell which I know, to be fair, an offense spell, but you know, with it specifically says it needs an action to cast, but my pistol or whatever is a bonus action anyway, so it's quite damaging theoretically.
Yeah. So theoretically, that's something you can give to somebody else, but it does have to be an artificer spell that you store.
Yes,
First
and
or
I've been
second.
gently prompted by Tom to.
No,
not give
so
it to-
No, yeah, I said I joked to him earlier. I said, "Do not give it to Katie under any circumstances." But then I realized that it's artificer spells, and yeah, you're grand. If it stored anything up
It's
to
a first
third
or second
level,
level spell, yeah, so it's not
it was a third
counterspell.
level. It was third level. I was like, under no circumstances can you give it to Katie. I will eject you from this game.
Imagine having an item with 10 charges of counter spell. It doesn't use any normal spell slots or like sorcery points or anything. That's mad.
I do believe at this point it's fair to say that I have scarred Tom as a DM
Yeah.
with my use of
Yeah.
counter spell.
Well, in our previous game, in our previous campaign, that was my first real 5th edition experience of counterspell, and I gave you a ring as your first magical item that was a spell storing ring. So this is very precisely and specifically something that lesson I have learned, and will not be suffering through again.
The ring of spell storing could only store 5 spell slots worth of spells, so you could only put 1 counter spell in there. But it was still 1 extra. And I did always put 1 extra counter spell in there.
But that can have tons of stuff in it. Tons of stuff. Especially because some of the spells that you get at second level, especially for artificers, very strong. Very strong. Okay. Anything else you got for your level? Any incantations you swapped out or anything like that?
Nope, I swapped nothing.
Okay. Cool. All right, moving on. Nerily.
So as we discussed and everyone remembered but me, I definitely took heal. 11 is kind of like a myth level for sorcerers. So I got a 6th level spell, which is pretty great, but like that's it, right? Like, and like 5 health or something like that.
Yeah.
Woo, 5 health team.
So I know, woo. It's a D6, so that's 4, and my Constitution is 1. So yes, I got 5. So I have 48 health now.
Nice.
I think I've already put the health in. I'm pretty sure it was earlier. It was like 43 before. I don't remember exactly. I'll have to go check. But yeah, that's pretty much it.
I think is it Oro also with the 5 health? And we had to shuffle Oro's health around a little bit because you lost a level on Ranger, and Ranger has a higher hit die than Rogue. So how much health do you and Nugget have right now?
I have 60. Nugget has 69.
Nice.
Yeah.
Right. And Nurili's answer to the prompt today?
So that's an interesting question, because for the longest time her greatest wish was to figure out where she came from, and she's kind of found that out in a way, like
indirectly
on like she there are some specifics she doesn't know, like literally who her parents might be, but just kind of like knowing a bit about these like Asimar things has kind of like answered a lot of questions, like potentially, because it seems like it fits. So I think like now she's kind of like in that stage where she's not really sure what else like to pursue, because she's kind of like, it's enough of an answer to kind of satisfy that. And although there's like more she could look into, it's enough to kind of like occupy her and not make her really like wistful for anything else specific, other than, getting these like brands off of Haiku Nugget,
Right.
Oh, I should have 57 HP if I didn't roll. Let me just check back and see if I ever did roll. I don't think I did.
This is one of the issues that we had with Jenny's HP, is that we were like, usually when you level up, you don't have to recalculate and estimate how many, like the dice that you previously rolled or whatever, because you're just going up. You're never having to worry about adjusting it for anything. Okay. Right. So today, you've woken up in a kind of a very peaceful meadow, just off the track that you were taking directly east to try and find the maelstrom, if you remember. You can see that even as you wake up, flowers blossom around you. It's like the meadow itself is encouraging you to rest.
Oh.
Let's make sure we got some music playing.
Do we want to rest in a place that seems to be encouraging us to rest?
Just about to suggest, does anyone think this is suspiciously peaceful?
I
Considering
think
what
you've
we've just been through.
successfully designed feywild encounters if your players are forever suspicious of everything.
Yes.
Can I insight check the flowers?
Now that you mention it, Haiku, could you roll me a perception check, please?
Oh, I'm good at perception. Perception.
Wow.
First roll of the game, right out of the
All
gate.
downhill from here.
+10.
Yep.
You hear, "Good morning."
I hear what? Sorry, I didn't hear about myself.
Good morning. Good morning. Did you sleep well?
Does anyone else hear this?
Nope.
No.
Tell me they're fairies. Please tell me they're fairies.
Hello?
Hey there. Did you sleep well?
Were you watching me sleep?
I was snoozing, silly.
Oh. Yeah, it was okay.
Yeah.
Who or what are you? Not mean to be rude.
I'm down here.
Can I see?
Yeah. So, I mean, with a 30 perception,
You can see underground.
you can accurately triangulate the individual that you're having a conversation with. There is a dandelion that is actively blooming beneath you.
Dogs.
No. That's a very pee on me voice as well.
Some context might be required for that particular
No,
reference.
I think we should just move on.
Need context.
Yeah, need context for that.
Oh,
I
there's
would
a
like the context, please.
Okay, there's like a really old, very old, cartoon thing. Bido the elephant, is it?
Yeah.
Yeah. And it's like a scientist who sends him back into like hell or something to explore, and then there's a gate that you can't get through, and there's a little flower that just goes, "Pee on me." And then the elephant doesn't want to pee on the flower, and then the scientist makes the elephant do it, and then you just hear the audio of some stuff happening, and you should watch it because it's very funny.
Oh,
It's
Tom.
very funny, but that's a very niche reference to have made. But yes, no, that wasn't what I was thinking of when I started talking as a dandelion in a.
But you're doing the voice.
Are you sure you've got a flower talking in a squeaky voice?
Yeah,
It's
but
the same
not,
voice.
It's not a pee on me voice. I'd forgotten that thing existed. Thanks for the reminder.
There's a dandelion. I'm gonna sort of point this out to the rest of the group if they are awake,
Okay.
because this is odd. I don't say that out loud and rude, but
Okay, have a look.
Yeah.
You guys have all witnessed the blossoming of the flowers around you in the meadow that you rested in. It's kind of a small patch of grass, but it is quite vibrantly, immediately growing and blossoming in front of your eyes. I mean, much like many other places in the Feywild so far, all of the foliage around you is very, very verdant, very green, very colourful, more so than any other flowers or growth that you've seen in any other part of the world ever. You've not quite seen any flowers or anything blossom in front of your eyes with quite so much veracity. There's not a lot of slowly taking its time. It's like those time lapses where it just happens very, very quickly.
Mm-hmm.
But you can't see that there's any plants that are talking to Haiku.
So we don't see the talking plant.
You see a plant. You see a small kind of dandelion, but you don't see a. So it was a dandelion or daffodil? Two words,
Dandelion.
two found.
Dandelions are like a little ball, and a daffodil has like a cup.
Did no one else sees a talking dandelion?
I could see a dandelion, but I don't
Not
hear it.
anything.
Put my
Do you
like
have
ear
a
up to
name?
it.
I'm talking to the flower. Yeah. Do you have a name?
Listen carefully.
I don't need names, silly.
Well, I don't know. Flowers don't need names, but just so I can refer to you as something.
I've never had a name before. Could you name me?
Nearly. What would you call it? If a dandelion was speaking to you, what would you call it?
Petal?
Petal.
Maybe.
Okay. Well, we'll call you Petal. Like flower petals.
I like that name.
The dandelion Petal says it's a good name, Yearly.
Yay! I'm glad.
Could you give me a perception check, please, Oro? Oro has intimated that she would like to check Haiku's cursed bark skin thing. The 24. It does appear that the growth has worsened.
Okay, as I'm like trying to listen out of this plan, I'm like actively looking at Haiku to try and like figure it out. And as I figure it out, I come up with I'll go and check Nugget as well.
Nugget is next to you, staring directly at this plant.
I asked Nugget, do you hear the plant?
Oh, yeah.
Oh no.
You're not hearing the plant.
No. I think it's the cursed thing that you guys have. Oh, she's saying this to everyone.
The bark.
Yeah,
Oh.
Nugget can hear the talking too. And it's gotten worse today.
Does that mean you've learned a new language, or that you have to be like part of this place to speak to everything?
I'll ask Petal. Yeah, I know. Petal, do you know what this is? I'll point over to Nugget's bark as well.
No.
Well, it might be the only reason I can hear you. None of my friends, apart from the big bat over there, can hear you, and we've got this weird bark growing on us, but no one else can hear you.
No one ever talks to us.
Yes.
It's nice to make new friends.
Oh.
I'm going to
I
stop
mean-
myself saying pee on me then.
I
So you
realize
don't have a clue about this bark?
I forgot to mention something in my level up stuff.
Hmm?
I switched out a spell.
Which spell did you switch out?
I got rid of water breathing, despite her fear, and I took remove curse.
Okay.
Oh.
That
Interesting.
was the thing that I did. I was like, there was something else that I did as I'm like scrolling through and I finally see it. And I'm like, right, of course, that's what I did. That's what I did. Because reading heal and I was like, but this doesn't mention curses. Continue.
I do remember you mentioning that.
Yeah.
I recall now you mention it.
And I feel like while Haiku is having this conversation with the flower, as riveting as it is, I can't hear it. So I'm going to kind of like scoot over to Nugget and try a remove curse and see what happens.
Sure. Okay. So you're going to use the spell slot to cast Remove Curse on Nugget.
Mm-hmm.
You feel resistance,
Okay.
but you don't feel like the casting of the spell did nothing.
Okay.
You can feel that as you kind of hold the spell momentarily over the kind of the barked skin on Nugget, that there is there is a resistance. I mean, this is the first time you cast this spell, so you're not really sure how it's gonna how it's supposed to work.
Yeah.
But in casting it, you can feel as if maybe you have temporarily cauterized a wound. Like that's the kind of feedback that you get.
Okay.
You are fairly certain you've bought some time, but the mark has definitely not gone.
Okay. Not to interrupt your conversation, but I think I've finally gotten this spell right, and I don't think I know enough about this thing to completely fix it, but I think I can slow the spread, maybe. I think it's worked on Nugget. I just tried it. Sorry, I should have asked, but
Yeah, I'll take whatever you've got.
okay. So I'll come over and there's no like material components for it or anything, so just cast the spell, do the hand motions.
Okay, you feel the same kind of resistance against the magical energy that you've summoned, and Haiku, you don't feel any different, really.
Can I still hear Petal?
You can still hear Petal.
Shit.
Could you do an Arcana check, please, Haiku? It's okay. You still have rolled a 10, even if you've got a 1.
Yeah.
With a 30 to a 10.
Yeah, that's rough. So obviously you're not going to get the full breadth of information that might otherwise be available to you, but you do get a sense that perhaps this is an ability that you could harness.
Okay. Can I pick out the specific dandelion which is speaking?
Yeah.
Right, I'm gonna scoop him up, bring him with us.
Yeah. Oh, I'm glad I can't hear that.
I could hear it twice.
You kill Petal, and as it's dandelion,
Even careful going around the roots.
Yeah, you see, you go around the roots. Okay, well you've pulled it out then. In which case, Petal's not dead. Petal is dying in your hands.
Oh shit!
Put back out.
Why?
I do my best to put Petal back into the ground.
All right. Petal wilts and kind of you've placed them in such a way that Petal leans against another plant.
What just happened?
Can someone sort of help the plant? I think I might have just killed them. I can speak to them, maybe we could have brought them along, they could have helped, but it felt useful, and they started screaming and everything,
You didn't
if I sat out on my feet, I wouldn't start screaming, would I? I didn't know that was going to happen.
You might do if your feet were concreted into the floor.
I'd be grateful.
I'm gonna try a little cure
Oh.
wounds on the flower that's wilted that
Sure.
they put back.
Or you summon some magic, and you assuredly enough, you see that the particular plant that Haiku plucked out of the ground kind of strengthens its stalk a little bit and rises its head towards the ever-present dusk and dawn.
I think that helped. I guess ask if that feels better.
Yeah, Petal, does that feel any better? I'm very sorry.
Oh, that's much better.
So I thought you could come with us and stick with us on our journey?
That's
Oh,
a
sorry.
lovely idea. Maybe ask next time.
Sorry, I'm just a bit stressed out at the moment. I can talk to plants. There's a bat growing on me. I burnt down half a forest back there.
Oh my goodness! Oh my goodness!
Petal suddenly feels like they got off lightly.
Yeah.
I'm okay. Thank your friend for healing me, but please leave.
Are you sure? You're more than welcome to come with us.
No, I'm fine here, thank you.
Okay. I can just now imagine Haiku accidentally trampling it on his.
Yeah.
Yeah, just immediately keep walking
Not on
forwards.
purpose. Just stumbles.
Oh my goodness. That would be a very haiku thing to happen, to be honest.
You know,
That's an extremely haiku
sometimes-
thing to happen.
Sometimes people stumble into, celebrations and tiny things and flowers, and it just
Mhm.
happens, you know?
Okay, Haiku doesn't stumble.
Oh, God.
Good.
Jesus.
And so none of you could hear that at all. The screaming.
No.
No.
That's concerning. Sorry about the screaming, Nugget.
Oh, it's fucked up, man. Nugget says this. Obviously, you can't hear Nugget speaking, but Oro can.
He said, that's okay.
Good. I'd like to get rid of this, please, as quick as we can. I'm not a fan of speaking to plants, as lovely as that one was.
Oh, okay.
Can I, based on how the thing reacted to me, do I feel like it's just too powerful for me, which would be fair? Or do I feel like that wasn't the right answer? Like I took this heal spell thinking if it's actually like a disease, maybe I could do that instead.
What you're talking about the bark curse
Uh-huh.
thing. So it seems as if it's too powerful for that particular spell.
Okay, that's fair.
You're not certain. Can you roll an Arcana check?
I can.
I will help since it's about something on my body.
That's fair. We could talk about it a bit, huh?
Yeah.
All right. My +0.
Oh, that's rough.
Yeah.
What's Haiku's Arcana?
+9.
Plus 9.
+9. Yeah. Yeah.
Well, maybe what we should do is if somebody is using the help action and the person that's helping has the higher number, perhaps we use their roll.
Well, and
So-
what I was thinking, because he was rolling earlier, is surely we would be talking about this.
Yeah,
and so
yeah.
I would be helping, so maybe he gets one more roll instead of me rolling, because it seems silly for me to even try. Like,
Sure.
I
Well, so
don't
in
know.
which case, why don't we take your rolls and add Haiku's modifiers on it instead?
Oh, okay. Yeah. So 16.
Okay, all right. So bit of a to and fro. You guys discuss it a little bit. It's difficult to really feel like you have a good understanding of how this magic is working because you are in a completely different plane of existence from all of your experience of magic up to this date.
Yeah.
Do I think I could cut it out?
You suspect that. Cut it
Oh,
out.
don't give me that look. None of you have a tree growing in you.
That's true. That's true. That's
Yeah,
true.
yeah,
That's
yeah,
true.
yeah.
You might go to some drastic lengths.
You watched 127 hours.
No.
I feel
No,
like
I
there's like
haven't.
a parallel to some real life experience.
With
here.
a 16, you are not certain as to whether or not cutting out would be effective. You are fairly confident that the magic that was kind of bestowed upon you is one of quite significantly potent and perhaps extremely ancient power. And that in itself means that kind of conventional magics don't usually do the trick.
So I could physically cut it out, but it would continue to spread anyway.
You don't know.
Oh, I don't know. So I'm just getting ideas of slowly replacing parts of my body to become Mecha Haiku. I mean, it was originally all about building a Mecha Haiku. No, let's become.
It's the greatest desire changed now.
Yeah, total into a. Oh, what are they
Smarter,
called?
better, faster, stronger.
The robots. What are they called? They're like wood and metal. The race.
Oh, shit.
Warforged.
Warforged?
Yeah.
Slowly become a Warforged turtle.
Oh.
Wardle. No, I don't like it.
No, I don't like
No,
it.
I like it.
Hey, Bryce. Thanks very much for the D6, buddy, old pal.
Yeah, hi.
So our summation is basically like, this is old and ancient dragon shit, and I am not sufficient, which is fine and understandable. That's basically the conclusion we come to.
I mean, the conclusion, there's no necessarily, you don't deduce that the portal that you came through is associated with Sirshifer, the fairy dragon that brought you through it.
Okay.
And in so you kind of deduce that perhaps this portal has been, you saw it, it looked old AF.
Yeah.
And the Feywild is a completely different experience. You don't even know if time is following the same flow, right?
Yeah.
It could have been here eons.
We can't forget the Ursine King said he could fix it if we, do these. Also, does anyone else want to burn that tavern down when we get back eventually?
Yeah.
If Sirshifer actually owns it, maybe.
Okay.
But who knows what's true and what's not.
Ownership.
We'll double check ownership.
I'd like to see
Freedom
the
of
deed,
information.
please, before I burn this place to ground. Well, shall we continue then?
Better get to the next one, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, seems like the quickest way of doing it.
What is the next one? Is it continue east?
I think so.
Maelstrom?
Yeah.
I think.
Mm-hmm.
I thought so.
To pull up my notes. Notes,
Can't remember what
notes,
the third
notes.
one was called, but that was in like the other direction. Like you have to go back to the portal.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Groaning Tree dazed, Court of the Maelstrom further dazed, and the Court of the Clout, which we can access from the crossroads.
Right.
Portal to the Clout south side.
Meet you at the crossroads.
Yeah, so we go towards the Maelstrom.
Okay. So you guys are on the road again.
You won't be lonely. Okay, I'm sorry.
We're on the road again.
Mm-hmm.
Right. So you guys are traveling for. It's hard to track the hours at this place, but you think you're probably on the road for about 3 hours before you hear a whistling.
What kind?
Do we all hear it?
Oh, you got noise gated for all but the first 2 notes.
It's a happy, joyful whistling.
Okay.
Like a person whistling or like a...
You got noise gated too.
Yeah.
It sounds like a person whistling, yeah, not a bird.
Do you guys hear that?
Yes.
Oh,
Yes.
thank
We
God.
all hear that right
Glad
now.
everyone can hear it this time. It's starting to wonder if I was losing it.
I mean, you may be a little bit, but would you want to go towards the whistling?
Is that the direction that we need to go?
It is coming from the direction that you're currently traveling in.
Okay.
Bearing in mind, the area around you is mostly fairly compact tree trunks, with breaks occasionally that lead off into smaller pockets of meadow and the occasional like pool of water that's kind of miraculously bubbling away. There's options for you here. You aren't kind of trapped in a corridor of trees. You can move around if you want to, but this is the path that is kind of appearing in front of you, which, as you recall, you were kind of given a sort of boon by the Ursine King, which would expedite your travel, which you suspect is presenting itself in a way that the paths in front of you are the quickest ways to travel.
I mean, I think we should keep going this way, and if it's not too far of a stray, then from this path, then we can always kind of check things out, because who knows who we could come across that might be able to fix this too.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Yeah. Or they could make it worse.
It's true.
We've not had good experiences meeting people here so far. I'm just gonna put that one out there.
You're right. All right, we carry on.
Okay, well, soon enough, that whistling gets louder and louder, and turning a slight bend in the path, you see someone who is about maybe 1.5 feet tall, who on their back has a what am I trying to think of the word for? It is the kind of thing that you harvest.
Scythe.
It's like a scythe, but like the small version of it.
Small scythe.
Sickle.
Sickle. Thank you very
Sickle,
much.
yeah.
He's got a sickle on his back. He's got a long kind of scraggly, aged beard that is kind of matted with dirt. You can see that he has a cap on his head that is about the size of his entire body, that is kind of resting here, but it extends back like some kind of odd tail almost, because it's long and thin. And he's just kind of skipping along, coming towards you.
Hi.
Oh, hello there.
Hi, I'm Oro. Nice to meet you.
Oh, it's a pleasure to meet you. I'm Barry.
Oh, lovely. This is introduce like tell them to introduce themselves. This is,
Hello.
Hi.
Nearly.
Okay, Nerly. Very good. No,
Nice to meet you, Nerly and Nugget, and these two people.
Randall.
Randall and
Haiku.
Haiku. Hi.
Haiku.
It's a pleasure to meet you. How you doing?
Yeah, fine. We're just trying to get to a maelstrom.
Oh, yeah. Maelstrom. Yeah, that's not too far from here.
Oh, good. What are you doing? Doing some cutting?
Just out for a day, go for a bit of a walk.
Oh.
Just having a nice time,
Are you
doing my
from the
work.
Maelstrom?
No, I'm not from the Maelstrom. No, I'm just around these parts, but I tend to move around a little bit. Bit of a nomad. You know me. Well, you don't know me, but you know me now. Haha, Barry.
Barry. No.
Barry the Red
What-
Cap, that's me.
What's your work?
Oh, just doing, it's just a living. Just a living.
Are you a farmer?
I farm things, yeah. I harvest.
You're being very mysterious.
I don't mean to be mysterious. I'm sorry. I'm just
It's okay. You don't actually owe me an answer at all.
no,
It
I'm
was
just
just
having a
funny.
nice day. It's just nice to meet you.
Yeah.
I'm just like everybody else. I don't necessarily have a job. Not everybody has a job, I'm just living my life. You can see here on my back, he's got his scythe, but behind his scythe, you can see that he has a pack that looks like maybe it could possibly be like a bedroll. I'm just a traveling man. Like to spend my time on the road.
Just a traveling man. I'm so sorry.
Oh, I'm also honestly, if you got some time, actually, and he kind of he takes his satchel off and he rummages through and he brings out a frisbee. I'm a whiz at frisbee.
What's frisbee?
He's got the discus in front of him, and he's like, "Well, you throw this disc, you see, and it kind of floats upon the air, and then other people will catch it, and then you throw it back to each other. It's good fun."
Oh, I've seen contraptions like this. They some people call it ultimate frisbee.
Oh no, that's a different thing entirely. There's
Oh, is it?
frisbee, and
Oh.
there's ultimate frisbee is a different thing.
Oh.
Ultimate frisbee is a bit more advanced. I mean, we could try it if you fancy, but I'm just a bit of an amateur. I do it for fun.
No, I've seen people play it. I'm not built for ultimate frisbee. Look, I can barely move.
Well, that's what the fun of frisbee's about. It's accessible to everybody. If you don't catch it, it's my fault. I need to be throwing it lighter. I need to accommodate you as a player. It's not about getting points, it's about having fun.
That does sound nice.
Would you like to play a bit of frisbee? We got some time. There's a meadow right here.
Be, you know.
I
Get on
think
this.
under some other circumstances we would like to, because you seem very nice and this seems very fun. But our friends have been cursed by some sort of portal, and we're afraid they're going to be turned into trees. So
Oh, that's a shame.
yeah, you don't happen to know how to remove curses, do you?
No,
Yeah,
not really. No, not much of a curse person myself. No, mostly frisbee.
that's fair.
We can't have one game of frisbee?
I mean,
suppose
it'll just be quick. Just show you the rules, and you can maybe play it some other time yourself.
I
Oh.
guess that's up to Haiku.
Yeah.
But take 5 minutes.
I think we should go. We already wasted quite a lot of time elsewhere.
Oh, I'm
Would
sorry.
it-
Oh, that's all right. You've been
Well,
very.
it's-
You know, I've watched enough of your time, Azumi. You have a nice time. All right,
Could
you
you-
go about your day.
You could, if you are not going this particular direction for a reason, we could keep going this way and maybe play while we go. Can you move and play it?
I think probably, yeah.
There,
I mean,
that way we can do both.
It's better to stay put, really, and kind of just throw around. You'd like a big area, really. Like the field's pretty good, but you could listen. I'll show you. Look, you ready to catch it?
Oro Freddy.
Me? Oro. Her,
Anyone who
she's
wants to
better.
go.
Oro and
Yeah,
Nugget
okay,
are ready to go.
And he tosses it to you very gently. Can you roll me a dexterity check, please?
Oh no. I did a saving throw.
What's the modifier for your saving throw? that
4.
adds on to that? Okay, so it would have been a 21.
Yep.
Yeah. Okay. What? Could you roll one for Nugget, please?
Yeah. Oh, that was Nugget.
Oh.
21.
Oh,
So you both get it at the same time. Could you? What's your dex modifier?
Mine?
Yeah.
Mine's a 4.
Plus. Okay, so your mod is higher than Nuggets,
Yeah, Nuggets is 3.
so that would fix the tie then. So as you get the pass of the frisbee, kind of floats gently across the air, just a normal frisbee. You can see Nugget makes a dive to go catch it, but you've got like a fun, like competitive attitude about it. So you kind of like you jump in front and you grab the frisbee out of the air, and Nuggets like gets right up on you, like damn. You
Sounds
got it.
nuts. Next one. I got it. Is that how frisbee works?
That's it. And now you pass it around. You have some fun.
Oh.
You
I'm
can
gonna-
see that it's carved out of a very light wood, like maybe a yew, and it's very 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 thin.
Okay.
It's clear that this person has spent a lot of time whittling it. It's well made, though amateur. It's not like well decorated. It's just smooth.
Right. Okay. Do you want me to
How
throw it
would
back?
Nugget catch a frisbee? It would be with Nugget's mouth. It would have been.
Do you guys want to go frisbee real quick?
I could try to catch it once.
Just one throw each.
Should we just? Should we just go into the field just here? A little bit more space between the. Anywhere
Can
really, there's
can
got
I
more
do an
space.
insight check on his
Yeah.
on his
Yes.
let's go to the meadow bit.
Yeah.
15.
He genuinely seems to just be quite passionate about frisbee, and that would be a better place to play.
Okay, I look at everyone for is Haiku looking like, come on, let's go.
We can spare 5 minutes. I mean, ultimately 5 minutes. You know, your curse lifting thing. You felt like it maybe slowed it down.
Yeah,
But give us
It's-
5 minutes.
it was like if you cauterize a wound.
Yeah, go on now. We'll play a bit of frisbee.
Okay.
Okay. Well, so Oro's got it currently. Who are you going to throw to?
I guess I'll throw it to Nugget.
Okay, all right. You throw it to Nugget. I mean, since you guys have already rolled dice, Nugget catches it easy.
Okay.
Nugget's going to really struggle to throw it.
Yeah, I was gonna say I think Nugget might like go to, and then I
Nugget-
might take it out of Nugget's mouth or something.
You see Nugget goes to throw it and whiffs it completely, simply because It's not a bat game. It's not a game for bats.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
not designed for
Doesn't
and
have
it-
opposable thumbs, you know.
yeah, it kind of bounces off the floor and kind of wobbles a little bit, and it falls over your feet, and you can see he looks a little bit disappointed, but he's had some fun catching it, so he just kind of waits, and he looks like not like a dog, but like between a dog and a cat, like down, like wiggling a little bit, like prepared for the next throw. But who do you throw it to?
I'll throw it to Haiku.
I need a.
Roll a dexterity check, please. Okay, I'm awarding a success to anything over a 10. So you've successfully caught the frisbee. Until anyone says that they're going to purposefully try and make it very difficult for someone to catch. If you're just doing gentle frisbee touches around, you're okay. So you catch it?
Yeah, I'm gonna gently frisbee over to Neurali.
Okay.
I'm just rolling dexterity, right?
Yep.
Okay. Oh, I didn't mean to roll with advantage, so 15.
That is another deft catch. Really, we could have been using acrobatics or something for this, but I think they're both
the same
basically
for
the
me.
same thing, so why not?
Same
All right,
for
so
me.
you catch it. This is fun. You're enjoying yourself.
I'll throw it
Unless you actively tell me that your character is not enjoying
Yes.
herself, I will assume your character is enjoying herself.
I'll throw it to Randall.
That's okay.
Could you tell me how you whiff this catch? And I mean, considering you rolled a 1 with modifiers, feel free to make it as dramatic as you like.
So I think Randall has just been like watching it go around like excitedly, and then it's like finally coming his way, and he like maybe like takes a step forward to try and catch it, but then like catches his foot on like a bit of root or something on the ground and like stumbles forwards. And as he stumbles forwards, he also like tries to grab it, but he actually just like punches it instead in the air. As it just like falls on his face.
Oh no!
Could
The
I- could
frisbee
I-
goes down.
Telekinetically give it another quick spin while it's still in the air to give Randall a second go.
Whoa! I'll say that you could maybe redirect it so it lands at someone else.
Yeah. I'll just redirect it straight to Mr. Frisbee.
Okay, all right.
Very
Actually,
bombadil.
I'm not going to roll for him because this man is a pro, so he catches it deftly. But he sees Randall slam into the ground. Oh no, you're all right. Honestly, he grabs from his pack. You can see he's got a couple of he's got like a pot with some like herbal remedy in it or something, and he goes, get some herbs out, and he runs over to you, and
all right.
you've got like a graze on your leg or something, like a light graze, and I'm gonna boo boo, and he kind of rubs it on the wound just quickly, and you can feel like it's kind of got like a imagine if you could like feel like a menthol on your skin, like it feels like it's kind of got like a cooling effect on it. It's just a small herbal remedy that's not really giving you any kind of real like health points or anything, but you didn't lose any either, so you're fine.
Once it like turns around to walk back, I want to inspect it.
What, the herbs?
Yeah, like just like
Sure.
what did you like? It happened so fast. What the hell did you just put on me?
Could you do a medicine check?
Poor Randall, after the rotting slough and stuff, is just like, no.
Yeah. Okay, yeah. I mean, it looks like the equivalent of pesto.
Paste.
It's hard to. You don't know really anything about it, what he's put on you. But could you give me a perception check?
Yeah, it's gonna be 5 though. So Maybe not.
There we go. So as he walks away, you can see that as I described his name, he introduced himself as Barry the Red Cap. The big hat that he has on, that is kind of extended down all the way down to his butt, really, is a very dark red. As he walks away from you, you can see that it is dripping. And the liquid that's dripping from it is also red. But he moves away from you, and he's got his who's got the frisbee now?
He has
He
the
does.
frisbee.
He does.
He has the frisbee.
No.
He prepares. Oh, by the way, just everyone who has taken part in this, apart from Randall, because Randall biffed it so hard, you get 1d4 temporary hit points because you're just having a nice time.
1d4
So
temporary.
feel free to roll 1d4 temporary hit points. Those
Okay.
goes on top of your health pool. This is me encouraging a little bit of R&R.
3.
Spend some time hanging out, having a fun time.
Mm-hmm. Our
Do
5
temporary-
minutes.
Do temporary hit points last after a sleep, or is it just a day? And then after you sleep, the temporary hit points
Today.
go away.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it's not gonna be.
I think we're done now. We were just gonna play one round, and I didn't want it.
Oh. Yeah, no worries. All right, well,
Oh,
Let's
Randall,
put-
did you wanna?
Can I try and actually catch it?
Yeah.
I didn't.
Yeah.
I feel like I actually.
all
I
right,
didn't get to
bud.
throw
Are you
it.
ready? Are you ready?
Yeah. Yeah.
Give me a dexterity check. The DC's even lower because he's made it super easy. He's tried to. It literally is a 5. Literally, it's a 5. It is the most patronizingly slow gliding frisbee you will ever see in your life. It's like he leans as far as he possibly can, and already he was at a distance that was a little bit short anyway, and it just very gently,
He almost
slowly.
passes it to me.
Yeah, it's basically a pass. It's a short pass at that, and it kind of very slowly glides through the air, and you very
I got it.
almost
You
fumble
got
it, but you got it.
I love that I am the person who can catch arrows being fired at me and return them to people. But this is just too slow, and all of my training has been about catching things that like you blink
Yeah.
and they've already got to you. And this is just too
Yeah.
slow.
It's round
what
and
it
wobbly,
is.
you know. It's
Yeah.
a wily thing.
It's a wily
And
thing, yeah.
as somebody with small hands, frisbees can be rough because the distance between this part of my hand and my thumb is very short. And so sometimes it hits that, and as you go to catch it, it's bounced back a little bit. And
It's already
falls out of
gone.
your hand, and I'm like, oh, well, it was in my hand for a second.
Yeah, Randall just keeps doing the unnecessary jump to try and catch it.
Aw.
Oh, hits you in the chest. You catch it.
Yeah.
Yeah, good job, Randall.
Guys,
Who
I
are you gonna
did it.
throw it to?
Yeah.
You did it.
I'm gonna throw it back to Nurli, I guess. Which will be back the way. Or if we were
Yeah,
talking about
are you
leaving,
gonna
that's fine.
also like patronizingly throw it, or are you gonna throw it like a normal?
I don't think Randall noticed that it was patronizingly thrown
Okay,
to him.
okay, sure.
I think he's just too caught up in like I have to catch this. I have to catch this.
All right. Do you wanna describe how Nerdy manages to crit her way through this?
Yeah. I guess it depends on. So how does Randall throw it? Like you said.
Not like he's returning a deflected missile. Just
I
like...
appreciate that. That's great. I feel like she's just kind of like there's just like this moment of like reprieve, like you said, like we're just like having a good time, and she's been pretty stressed since like forever, really, but like same. But like since this like curse thing has happened, and I feel like she got to make a little bit of progress on helping her friends, and like is just kind of really just like actually taking a breath for the first time in several days. And it's just kind of like it's almost like Disney princess, like they're in this meadow and like the wind is kind of like wafting these, and she kind of like trots over to like catch the thing, and as she does, the like wind kind of like swirls around her or something, and the grass is like moving, and it just generally looks like very picturesque, like
Very
the
flowy,
people,
very Disney film, like that kind of thing.
yeah, when the people are like slow motion running across the field of flowers to each other.
Yeah.
It was just very like that, and she just like kind of turns around and doesn't even realize that has
Yeah.
happened. It's more just like going on around her, rather than like being caused by her.
Yeah. Well, I mean, everyone's. Oh, that was lovely. Oh,
Good.
that lovely.
Good.
Oh, absolutely lovely.
Very graceful.
Randall, you can have your 1d4.
Yay.
You're having a nice day. Everyone's having a nice day.
Mm-hmm.
Does he roll a 4 on the 1d4? Let's watch.
Oh, Jesus.
Rolling
That's
14.
the R. No, there it is.
Oh.
No, that
you
was
rolled
one
a 1
R4.
Oh, for... Okay.
Hey.
I'm glad.
The rest of it.
Did it!
I'm glad that happened. I'm glad it went down that way.
You got there, everyone.
Oh, buddy.
Oh.
Oh, Doxies. This
Well,
game
hey,
so far.
You won't be laughing when those 2 hit points keep me alive at some point.
It's true.
Okay.
I think I'll throw it to Nugget.
Okay. Well, I mean, you guys, you
Mm.
1R4 is my favorite D&D RNG method. You guys kind of pass it around a couple more times, and isn't this fun?
Yes,
Do any of
great.
us notice the hat? Do anyone else notice the hat?
The only reason that Randall got a pop at that is because Barry got pretty close.
Yeah, I don't feel like Randall can easily communicate this information in the current situation because everyone's going to be looking at whoever has the frisbee and
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Well, I know I've kept you for so long now, and you seemed like you were in a rush. Unless you want to play some more rounds, I'll let you go on with your day.
We should probably go.
Thank
It
you. That was
fun,
great.
though. It's nice to
Oh,
meet you.
I had fun. It was a pleasure to meet each of you. Remember, my name's Barry. I'm sure we'll catch up again sometime soon. All right?
Okay. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Well, I mean, maybe we never see each other again. I don't know. It'd just be a shame, wouldn't it?
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe I'll treat you to some snacks or something at the bar next time. I don't know. Maybe we'll bump into each other. Who
At
knows?
the bar?
Oh yeah, there are bars around here. Have you not been to the bars?
No.
No.
Oh,
Just been to a bear prison and interrupted a small wedding of
oh
tiny
dear.
folks.
Oh
You
no, that's
also
not good. No.
Burnt
It was
down
an
a section of
accident.
the forest. And some
Okay,
weird
that was an
oak tree.
accident. That was
Oh
and that
dear.
was because somebody was trying to come through from the Shadowfell. We stopped them.
Oh well, that just sounds bad. Yeah,
Yes.
you don't want that kind of thing, do you?
Mm-mm.
No. Well, sounds like you guys are a force to be reckoned with. Hey.
Oh, indeed.
Oh, right. Well, wouldn't want to be on the receiving end of some of that burning down the forest stuff.
Oh no.
Well, that wasn't intentional. That
Oh, an
because the
accidental
forest is
burn.
important.
Of course. Well, I'm glad we're in agreement on that.
Hmm.
Forest is important. Wouldn't you agree, Haiku? Seeing as you're becoming part of it yourself. I'm sorry. Is that sensitive?
What the fuck?
I'm sorry.
We
I,
were in
I,
a lovely game of frisbee.
I'm
and then
sorry,
you do
I was
this.
just making
Quite
a joke.
stressing me
I'm
out, actually.
I'm
Wait,
sorry, Haiku. I'm sorry. That maybe a little bit too close to home. I didn't mean it. Honestly.
how
I'm
did
just
you
trying to-
know they're becoming part of it?
Well, I can see it on his chest. He's got a tree on him.
So you know what that?
Sorry,
Do
them.
you know
They
what
got
that is?
tree- No, they've got tree on them. Like literally tree. There's bark on them.
Yeah, but there are spells that can do that.
Oh, not that I've seen, but maybe, I guess.
It's called barkskin.
Oh, well, I'm not a magic user. I'm not familiar with it.
Okay. Well, it was nice meeting you.
Yeah,
It was a
that's
real
great.
pleasure,
Yeah.
honestly. I'm glad you guys had some fun playing frisbee. And at least now you guys know the rules. So the next time if you meet somebody and you want to spend some time hanging out, maybe you find yourself a frisbee. It wasn't too difficult to make mine.
Yeah.
Great.
Honestly, I'll leave it with you.
Oh no, we couldn't.
no, we can.
We couldn't. It's,
Ah,
it's
go on.
beautiful. It's
Go on,
your
I'll make another
frisbee.
one. It's all right. I'll make another one. Go on, take it.
Are you-
Are you
No.
sure?
Yeah, you take the frisbee. I'll make another one. It's all right.
Oh,
Just
Thank
you'll
you.
remember me by it, you know.
Yeah.
And you can see that he takes like some like carpentry tools out, and he just kind of etches Barry into it. There you go.
oh,
You won't forget me now.
oh.
I take out of my pack a little like woven, like the equivalent of like a pot holder, like some tiny thing a person would work on to like take their mind off of something. And it's just like about this big, and it's got like a little like wildflower like motif or whatever. And I'm like, well, here you go. Don't.
Oh, my heart, my stars. That's so lovely.
It's very soft.
Oh, it is very soft. Oh my goodness, I've never felt such softness on my skin. Lovely. Oh, I'll remember you all very fondly. I hope you guys have a pleasant day. All right, be safe on your travels.
Thanks,
Okay.
you too.
All right. And kind of skips off. Can you give me
I'd
a
like to
perception
do
check?
an Arcana check on the frisbee as well, please.
Sure. Yeah, feel free.
Who's doing a perception check? The rest
Anybody.
of us.
Anybody but Haiku if Haiku's busy with the Arcana.
Yeah, that's about right. I feel like I was pretty distracted anyway.
Sure.
Was it anybody or everybody?
Everybody apart from Haiku, because Haiku's doing Arcana stuff.
I'm gonna roll for Nugget for fun.
Oh, do I get advantage on this because this is using sight?
Yeah. Well, actually, no. This one
No.
isn't reciting.
Wow. Well, way to like immediately cut me down.
Yes. Yeah. I'm sorry. Okay. Well, Oro, you hear a squelching sound as Barry skips past you. It sounds like maybe his like cloth shoes are wet, but it's a pretty dry day.
I don't think Ora would mention that. I think she'd be like,
Yeah, that's a pretty normal thing to. Well, I mean, it's not normal, but
"Did you
Not
hear
that
his
out of
feet?"
you.
Just squelch.
Wait, how far away is Barry?
he's. I mean, you tell me. How long do you wait?
Well, Randall would wait for Barry to be a reasonably long way away,
Sure.
Mm.
All right.
and then be like,
He's a reasonably long way away.
there was something wrong with Barry's hat. It was like when he came over, and turned around, it was like really dark red, and the bottom was like dripping red, like dark red, dripping.
Oh,
Like
I heard-
blood?
Well, I mean, I only saw it for a second, but it kind of looked like it. I mean, it might not be, but
I mean, I heard him squelch away when he left us. Okay.
I don't know if I could trust Barry
No.
or the frisbee that Barry gave us.
Who took the frisbee?
I
Well,
guess I'm holding it.
You're doing Arcana on it right now, so you need to be examining it.
Okay.
I probably was the one who took it from him because I
Sure.
traded him the
Sort it.
thing
Mm.
and then would have handed it off to you when you
With,
asked for
to,
it.
to clarify, with the Arcana of 22, it appears to be a completely normal piece of wood. It's just a frisbee.
So, overhearing Oro and Randall speaking about the squelching and the potential blood, Haiku would like to launch the frisbee at the back of Barry's head as fast as possible.
Barry's long gone.
Is he out
That
of
was-
sight?
That was explicitly described by Randall as long
Yeah.
gone.
You just said he'd gone far away. I didn't think he'd gone out
Far
of
away.
sight. Yeah,
I mean, you guys are in
far
a
away.
densely populated forest. Like he's now several minutes down the road, like outside, outside out of
Okay.
line big time. You could probably shout and he wouldn't hear you.
I like to think that Haiku has like gone to yeet it and then been like, "Oh, you know
Yeah.
it."
Frozen in midair. Shit, he's gone. We don't want to keep this, do we? I mean, even I don't want to keep this. There's something odd about this place. This is just a frisbee, but there's
Well, if it's just a frisbee, what's wrong with it?
This is where the DM who has introduced his party to the Feywild just relishes
Yeah.
Just gets to laugh.
relishes the
Paranoia.
paranoia.
because nothing here is as it seems. Yeah, there's no one else weirded out by that entire meeting there, just
Yes.
stumbling upon a frisbee enjoyer in the middle of nowhere with a dripping red hat.
Have you ever bumped into a frisbee enjoyer ever?
I love this term, frisbee enjoyer.
Frisbee enthusiast.
What else do we call them?
Touch grass.
Well,
I mean,
what
you said.
it seems. Go ahead.
No, you go.
What it seems like to me is that everyone here is a bit whimsical and perhaps many of them are temperamental. And it just seems like if you strike their fancy, then they'll react fondly or kindly to you. And if you don't, then they won't. And so it seems like maybe he wouldn't have been very nice if we hadn't played Frisbee with him, but we did.
Yeah.
And
Everyone's got something weird about them. Like even that ghost that we played humans and houses with, he like threatened to kill us if we went somewhere, and we won't be able to stop him.
That's well, but he was doing his job. He said.
Listen, I'll take
I
the
mean,
frisbee, and it's okay.
Yeah, you're perfectly nice, but if someone were to try to take something off of your shell, then you'd be like, "No, don't do that. Those are mine." And then if they tried to anyway, then you'd get angry, right? So it's kind of like that.
Yeah, that's true.
He
So I'm
just
on edge. So
That's
Yeah,
fair.
I can tell you.
I can.
Yeah.
is it obvious?
Yeah, I think it happened after that flower incident really threw you off.
Yeah, I think I would be thrown off by hearing the flower scream too.
Still hear it now.
In my dreams, it haunts me.
Okay, I've taken the frisbee from you.
Thank God.
Would Randall know anything about like making contracts with entities and stuff? So like what I'm thinking is Randall is very suspicious of this Barry character, especially after he carved his name into the frisbee.
Right.
When we traded something, like have we just accidentally like entered some kind of soul
Oh, no.
swap contract with
Oh God.
I mean, you're welcome to roll an Arcana check on that if you'd like.
I will help.
There you go. You can add Haiku's mods onto your roll.
I love the idea that you're talking about this out loud now, and that Nerly's like,
Oops.
All right. Plus Haiku's Arcana mod. I mean, you should roll with
9.
advantage if you're getting helped. It's advantage.
Oops.
Although I suppose the advantage is supposed to be like a +5 or something, isn't it?
the average of advantage works
Yeah,
out
yeah.
to about a +5. Yeah.
All right. Well, with
17.
Haiku's assistance, you're fairly certain that whilst you yourself are under, you're starting to contemplate the nature of the connection that you have with your grimoire, and whether or not you've accidentally or otherwise entered into some kind of contract. If you recall, your connection with your grimoire happened when you spoke some very specific words, although you did those kind of in a dream, sort of. It feels like exchanging a frisbee was probably a little bit, it's just a
crazy place, Probably just a frisbee. It's
I think it's just a frisbee. Because
think
you're
it's
really
still-
good at picking out magic stuff, and you didn't see anything on it.
Yeah. Yeah, that's true.
And
stuff
you
like-
can
it's-
talk to
it's-
flowers and stuff now, so I feel like if it was magic from this place, you'd especially know.
Yeah, it's just it's probably just a tree, and then it tries to kill us. It's probably
probably just a
just
rabbit
pile,
and then it tries to kill us.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I forgot about that. Right.
Oh no. Yeah.
All I'm saying is, let's take it with a sprinkle of caution,
Okay.
please.
We will do.
There.
How is Barry spelt on the frisbee? Very important question.
Bari. In my notes, I had it down as normal Barry, but then everyone in chat started calling him Barry with an RI, and I was like, yeah, we're not.
Oh man. Just one R.
Yeah.
Okay. Is that a way to spell Barry? I've never seen that before.
Nope. That's just what
Right.
happens when you play D&D. You come across a normal name and you have to spell it as a fantasy.
Fantasy spelling.
Right,
I saw a tweet one day that was like, it was from like a person of color, and they were like, white people make fun of our names, but they're just mad that their name can't immediately be asserted into a fantasy situation. Well, 'cause it doesn't sound great to be like Dave the Adventurer. And I was
Yeah.
like, this is pretty amazing. I love that.
Yeah.
We carry on.
All right.
Mhm.
Okay. Well, You travel on the road, and it doesn't take you 5 minutes to continue traveling down the dirt path when you notice something on the floor beneath your feet. There is a dripping trail of bloodstains that are leading away from you.
Leading away from us.
Where it kind of looked like it was leading to, it's diminishing as it gets closer to you. So
Right, so it's right getting from okay. I mean, maybe this is where Barry came from.
What did I say?
You said that the frisbee hasn't got magic on it. No, you said.
Said everything's not as it seems.
Nobody disagreed with that, to be fair.
No.
So does it look like if we continue on the path that we're on, we will get to
the source, perhaps.
the source? Okay, let's keep going.
I want to say this whole time, up to this point, me and Nugget have been throwing the frisbee back and forth to each other.
How have you been catching the frisbee that Nugget throws?
No, I think actually I throw it to Nugget and then Nugget brings it back to me like a dog and we just play fetch. It's fetch frisbee at that
That's much
point.
better. I like that. Yeah, I like that a lot.
Fetch bee.
Yeah.
Why do
And
I
then-
have to do that? I don't know why I always have to just shove words together.
I
like it.
Neurodivergent thing.
After seeing the blood, I put the frisbee back in my pocket. Maybe it's not blood. Maybe it's like paint,
Or sap.
sap.
I mean, you could take a look at it and see.
Yeah,
Yeah?
I'll do a medicine check. I'm pretty good at it. If that's okay. Did you nod? Yes.
Yeah, go for it.
Okay, sorry. I looked away, so I didn't see it. 16.
Nice.
You can ascertain this is definitely blood. Yeah.
Okay, yeah, it's definitely blood.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
But is it Barry's blood? Is what we don't know. Or did Barry make the
Yeah.
blood?
I want to.
Hard to say.
Can I like look around us to see if like there's
Blood
perhaps Barry lingering behind us behind a tree
Yes,
somewhere?
yes, absolutely. Yeah. For
My
fun.
God.
Roll perception check.
17.
Suddenly frisbees start flying from every direction.
Cut down by frisbees.
No.
It's a frisbee ambush.
As far as you can tell, there's no signs of anyone lingering in the trees.
Okay. All right. Well, let's go towards the blood.
Maybe we should keep an eye out around us in case, I don't know, Barry turns around or there's more Barrys or something attacked Barry.
Surprise,
maybe.
Barry.
Maybe it was a
Yes,
self-defense
Barry.
Barry.
Yes, hold on. Yeah, stay alert.
If people in chat would like to come up with the most fantasy way of spelling Barry, feel free. I'll award a D6 that you can then give to one of the people playing this game for the most fantasy version of the spelling of Barry. So are you following it to the source?
Yeah, but carefully. Not. I don't want to tread in it.
Okay. Is everyone following or just?
Oh yeah. Well, I mean, this is the way we were going anyway, so
Yeah,
I figure
sure.
like we're going
Gotta
this way
follow the blood
regardless. But
trail.
now we're keeping an
Oh.
eye on this.
What could possibly go wrong?
Okay. But you eventually follow the blood as it gets to the source, and unfortunately, you find the blood starts to kind of form into like footprints, and you suspect that is the squelching sound that you heard. And closer to the source, you can see that there is a corpse on the floor. Looks like perhaps a female wood elf here has been cut in half down the stomach.
I was going to
there
make a
are-
joke about that.
Could everyone roll me perception checks just from there where they are immediately?
Is it about seeing?
Yes, it is. Yeah, advantage if you want it.
Of course, if I want it. Oh.
Haiku and Nerly, you can see footprints in the blood pooling between the two halves of this corpse.
Wait, Haiku and Nuri got that?
Oh, the horrors.
Oh,
What about 21?
yeah. Oh, so you did. Sorry. Sometimes you double roll. I just
Yeah,
disregard the second one. It doesn't matter because the first one was also very high. I think I got distracted by the nugget
The
and
nugget
the
one and
Randall
Soulful.
rolls.
Yeah.
So yes, you also see that there appear to be some footprints in the blood.
Does it
Can I-
seem like Sorry, go ahead.
I wanted to think about the shape that Barry's hat was. Like, what shape was it?
It was just it was a cone. Like imagine a garden gnome hat, but much longer and kind of less pointed, droopy.
Yeah.
He didn't battery in a sock her, did he? Like in prison, put a battery in a sock and.
Jesus.
Was she cut in
difficult.
half by a sickle? Does it look like maybe?
Roll an investigation check if you'd like.
Or a frisbee. Does it match?
Yeah,
the
that's what I
frisbee?
was thinking. Like.
Could I say that it would be a medicine check? Because
Yeah.
Okay, thank you. 17.
It looks like their very sharp blade, very forcefully, very viciously, has cut through the center line of this individual. You suspect that the sickle absolutely could have been capable of doing this. Very slender frame, so quite easily for the sickle to have gone right the way through.
Yeah. Definitely cut in half by blade. Is she missing any of her organs or anything?
You do a bit of an investigation. It does look like some of the innards have been pulled out a little bit. Won't go into too much detail, but there looks like there might have been some. It wasn't done in like a surgical way. There wasn't much purpose to it, which to you reads as either done for fun or done for cruelty.
Not for consumption.
There does not seem to be any kind of
White marks.
like bite marks
Yeah.
or anything around there.
So what did you say about the pools of blood, Tom, when you were describing
They
them?
look like they have footprints in them.
Oh, right. Okay, sorry.
Footprints that look like they might be Barry's footprints.
They were cut across the horizontal plane. So, sideways to the stomach. Anyway.
Like if they were hit by a frisbee with an extreme force.
The frisbee that you're currently holding is dry as a bone.
That's how quick it was spinning. It just shook the blood off immediately.
Maybe it was a
Also-
different frisbee.
Frisbee's not that sharp on the edges, I have to say.
It was blunted.
Uh,
It is
tack frisbee.
curved. It is curved. Yeah. Tack frisbee. That's what the ultimate frisbee is.
That's
It's
that
just a
that
disc.
frisbee. That's a training frisbee. Like you have the
Yeah.
wooden swords for training.
It's like that. Is it a Bond villain who has the hat with the blade around the rim?
Yeah.
Oh my god, yeah.
I'm gonna give the D6 to Boots for the spelling of Barry. So if
Nice.
you'd like to give your
Use of the
D6 to someone,
capital.
Boots,
That's good.
with the accent as well.
Mm-hmm. I wonder what his work is.
Gruesome.
Yes, that's true.
Would
Maybe
would anyone like to give me a what does nature encompass? An Arcana check. I would accept a history check from Randall.
Would you accept a history check from Randall with advantage?
As most history checks come from Randall, I would take an advantage.
So this is everybody else making Arcana?
Yeah.
I just don't do the magics.
Yeah.
Okay, so it was a high DC, so we've got some good rolls here. It was only Randall and Haiku. I've got a privy to this information after seeing the scene in front of you and connecting some dots. You are familiar in different ways. Haiku is familiar with the concept that blood can be a rejuvenating source of power for some people. It can be used in magic. It can be used for sustenance. You know, that's a life source. and it's not just like a medicinal physiological thing. It's also something that has a lot of power to it. Randall, you are able to string along some stories that you've got in your grimoire that refer to red caps. And with the help of Haiku, at the same time, you guys kind of discussing this out loud, you put together that Barry the Red Cap was one of these creatures who describes himself as a red cap, and it is a species of fey known as red caps. You find multiple references to them in your grimoire. That is where you find the source of information. It's not something that you just have stored away in your head. A red cap is a type of fey creature that is often in stories described as extremely vicious and often generalized to be evil. After doing some digging through your grimoire, and with the assistance of discussing the concepts that arise within your grimoire with Haiku, you deduce that red caps, if they are not sustained by bathing in blood for about 3 days, they themselves die. So you suspect that you met Barry quite shortly after Barry had wet his blade and his hat.
So the cynical side of Haiku is thinking, well, is he going to follow us for the next 3 days and we're going to be next? You know, there's not many people out here that we come across. You know, trees don't bleed.
Well, not this type of blood. I mean, I guess like we were going to be keeping watches anyway, so we'll just keep an eye out.
An extra night out.
But we have seen a lot of people, honestly, for the amount of time we've been traveling, or at least a lot of creatures, so I don't think we're the only ones here.
Yeah. And you said every 3 days, right? So
Yeah.
we've got 2 and a bit days. Where are you going?
Yeah?
Yeah.
I think we should keep going.
I would like to move.
Okay, when we go past the body, is there anything that she's got on her, like a possession? Does she have any possessions on her?
You can do an investigation check if you like.
Yeah.
As the pragmatic side comes out.
Oh, another 17.
Or it's like, well, you don't need it anymore.
In a way, kind of cool.
You find a couple of copper pieces, which you have, after discussing with some fae up until this point, money isn't really something that is super important to these individuals, so that in itself is kind of surprising. But you also find a small wooden carved coin. On one side it has this kind of figure of a skull, and the other side it has a kind of this flowing haired, very feminine figure who has like leaves woven into her hair.
Do either of these look familiar to me, like in religious iconography?
You could give me a religious check if you'd like.
Sure. 19.
I was really hoping you'd roll poorly on that. Because I can't remember the name of the person that I had this down as. What was the? You know what? I'm going to do a quiz. I'll do a quiz for little old Oro over here. Okay. What was the name of the god that your character in the one shot was aligned with? Because that's who it is.
I can tell you in a second. It's in my Notion spreadsheet.
Tell you in a second.
Erevan Illicir.
There you go.
So I recognize the woman. as this? They're the femme figure.
No, you recognize this to be a figure of this god. So you don't know very much about
Yeah.
Erevan, but you recognize that this is a iconography that would align with an elven or fey god.
Okay.
So you don't necessarily immediately tie it to Erevan Ersir, but you do recognize that it is a elven deity that it is depicting.
Okay. Know what it is. Don't know what Erevan's about.
Yep.
Well, that's a god. That's Erevan.
Oh.
I don't know much about them, but I know that symbol from
Oh.
reading.
Is it something we should leave here or take with us, do you think?
Well, what I would have told you a while ago is that it can't be a real god or a good one, but now I'm not sure if there are other good gods or not, because it seems like a lot of what I knew to be true isn't true. So maybe we should ask Randall's book. Does your book know who Erevan is and whether they're good or not?
So I will reiterate that you nearly do not know that it is Erevan Elisir that is being associated with here. That name is not familiar to you.
Oh,
you-
sorry.
So the coin that you found, you've recognized it that it's definitely an elven deity.
Elven date. That's what I knew.
Meta knowledge is that it is Erevan Elisir.
Figure of an elven god. Sorry, I got confused. It's Erevan, but I don't know that.
Nobody knows.
Doodle-doo, doodle-doo. Reverse it.
knows. So we can do this this little bit of RP check-in if you like, but after that we will go for a bio break because I'm sure people are busting.
Yeah. Just like well, I can tell that it's an elven god, but I don't know which one.
Does it have any writing on it?
No.
Oh. Rip. Well, I'm out of ideas.
I say we take it.
Okay.
Does it have any? Is it like magical at all, Haiku? Could you look?
Let's have a look.
With a 28. Whoa, these rolls today, my goodness. You suspect that this was a keepsake that the individual kept on their person, or perhaps was possibly kind of a spell casting focus that they used, but it's not innately magical. You can kind of deduce some things if you put together that it's a religious iconography from Nerali's deductions, that whichever god that this was dedicated to was probably to do with like kind of luck and taking risks because it's a coin. It's kind of this association with flipping a coin kind of and chance, but you don't know much about its origins. It doesn't appear magical to you immediately.
So flipping the coin wouldn't do anything.
You haven't tried.
Oh, don't say that.
You asked the question.
Haiku, you can't not want to keep a frisbee and also want to potentially flip a magical coin.
No, I do not want to. I actually doesn't even want to be the one carrying this. To be fair, for once.
Haiku's fully getting
past couple of days. Of
Full
something,
paranoia mode.
Yeah.
the
but-
paranoia knocks the collector out of you.
Yeah.
Oh,
Oh my god.
So
my
that's
god.
true. Aura puts
Just
it
wanna
in
get
her
out of it, to be
Feywild
fair.
pocket. She's like
Feywild.
got a pocket full of the Feywild stuff she keeps getting taken.
I'll try flipping it if we want to see what it does. I don't think Selenea would let another god hurt me.
As someone who has been very spontaneous with pushing buttons and has regretted it several times, I would advise against it, Nerally. Please.
Okay.
Okay,
I mean,
I will.
I'm not going to force you to not flip it, obviously, but it's just my 2 cents.
No, it's fine. We can just keep going.
Okay. Put it in my pocket.
Okay. Well, on that note, we'll have a short break, shall we? A little bio break?
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah, a little cheeky bio break.
Mm-hmm.
Little
Little
cheeky
bio break.
Okay. Right. In that case, if you are new here, then you may not know that our bio breaks involve a pop quiz. So no, I'm kidding. We just go to the toilet. We come back whenever we're ready. We don't have a set. We'll be back in 15 minutes or anything. We just go. So we'll be back shortly. You can look at a penis.
Oh, it's not a
Kind
penis. It's just a monster. It's like a monster. It's
What?
not.
It's
Don't-
definitely a
No,
penis.
don't worry, Twitch. Don't worry about it.
100%, absolutely a penis.
Don't worry,
100%.
Twitch. You're right.
There's my forehead. Oh. Does it need to be further down like this when I'm sat like this? I don't know. That's fine. You can see there's a pizza menu on the sofa. Hi guys. Oh yes, who are you gonna give your oh you can give it to give it to Jack. Okay. It's your band bro, I understand. Sick. I love cookies. What kind of cookie is it, Bryce? I can't give it to the DM unless Jenny is the DM. It's in the contract. It's fine, I've already got a D6. I know who my real friends are. What are you having for lunch, Grace? Oatmeal raisin? You say that as if it's a gross thing. I like oatmeal raisin. That's a good cookie to me. Lovely. Bit of fiber. I'm 30 now. I've got to start thinking about that. I've got to start thinking about fiber.
Is that your cookie of choice?
No, I mean, that's just what I've been given. I said, what
Uh,
do I get? And he said, oatmeal raisin. And all right. I like oatmeal raisin. It's fine.
I mean, yeah, if you're given it.
I mean, I would occasionally maybe even choose it. Depends on what I fancy at the time. If I fancy something, sweeter, then obviously not. Did someone say raisin? Every time raisin gets brought up, we get 1 bit from papaya.
Ah,
Thank you,
raisin,
Papaya.
raisin, 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 raisin. I've unlocked the secret to infinite wealth.
It's the entirety of the 8-hour stream was just Jenny saying raisin until this point.
Yeah.
It's an upside down mushroom. You talking about the penis on the board?
Oh yeah, yep, that's what it is. Mhm.
Jack's getting Boots's D6.
Thank you, Papaya, for the 7 bits.
Did you
Man of
count
your
how many
word.
times it was said?
Oh, Jack got it. Okay, so need to. I'll just give him a D6 from this.
You don't enjoy chocolate. Oh. Oh. I mean, I guess you're not alone in the world. I know there are other people who don't.
I'm sure
enjoy
there's
chocolate.
one other person out there.
Actually, now you've mentioned it, I want to get some chocolate. And I have some in the fridge. Oh, be right back.
Get yourself some chocolate. I don't know where I got these bits. You can have them now.
Thanks, Grace. I appreciate it. Jack, Boots gave his 1d6 to you.
Oh, thank you. Thank you, Boots.
Did I hear chocolate?
Chocolate.
Yeah, character growth in this community, that's crazy. Welcome
I
back.
meant to just get a little bit, but I accidentally got this whole thing. So,
Oh,
no.
no.
Terrible.
oh no, poor me.
Oh.
Whatever will we do?
Oh, yummy.
Nice refrigerated dairy milk, baby.
Oh.
Nice.
Oh, you keep it in the fridge?
Yeah.
Oh, thank God.
Oh my god, you're all fridge chocolate people. Oh,
Not me, I'm not.
Turns out I
Good.
am too. I tried it. I liked it better from the fridge.
no.
I sent Katie some
How
dairy
dare
milk.
you like something differently?
I'm telling you, it's better in the fridge.
It's not.
You gotta enjoy the meltiness, but at your
No.
own pace.
No. I like chocolate. I quite like it if chocolate has been out of the fridge and maybe been in the sun a little bit too long and it's starting to go a little bit soft. Oh yeah. I don't purposefully do that, but if it is, I'm like, yeah. But not where it's so melty that it's stuck to the packet. That's too far.
Yes, that is too far. Sure.
I was in a Twitch chat. This was a good few months ago now. It's become a bit of a meme on that channel. One of the mods, they were discussing whether they have you either keep chocolate in the cupboard or chocolate in the fridge. So it's quite a divisive.
Yep.
There we are. Topic. And one of the mods in that chat puts their chocolate on the radiator before they eat it, on a warm radiator, which is mental.
That's dedication.
Ron.
Totally mental.
What do you
Deeply
just?
upsetting.
Do you scoop it out of the package with a spoon at that point?
Yeah, that's what we were all trying to figure out. Why do you even eat it at that point? It's horrible.
Some of the best
just
chocolate I had
licking
was
it.
we did the Cadbury factory in Birmingham. We
Oh,
did that
yeah.
tour, and there's a section where they just have a massive vat of melted chocolate, and they give you a little cup,
Yeah.
and they just pour you some melted chocolate, and it's
Yeah.
amazing.
I have fond
you can-
memories of that as a kid. Going there
You can
and
put
getting a
very
cup of
good.
chocolate.
I was not a child. I always say
You
full
were
grown
what?
adult.
Yeah.
I loved it.
I went there a few years ago as well. It is extremely good. It is the thickest, richest chocolate as well. Oh my god, it's so good. Wow. I'm just gonna melt the rest of that bar next time we get on YouTube. I'm just gonna sit there
See?
just eating spoons of chocolate.
But putting it in the fridge is the complete opposite of that.
I like both. Is that okay with
No.
you?
Absolutely not. You must sit
You
on one
must
side of
pick
this fence.
one.
if you like it both ways, having it in the fridge, it's easier to then warm it up to get to that melty point than it is to unmelt it. So the fridge is the superior option. It's all right. You can be wrong.
It's alright.
I thought you were going to
joking.
make a joke about liking things both ways, and then it turned out you were just making a reasonable point about chocolate melting and yeah.
Been rused.
Okay.
I let down when I missed out on that bit. Damn it.
Right. So you guys have poked around the corpse of this wood elf,
Yep.
pilfered some of her belongings.
Yep.
I mean, she's not using them anymore, right? Like,
Right.
And it's also so in case we find a relative or something, then
Yeah.
we can
Oh,
give
yes.
them,
Mhm.
give
Yeah.
them their things and be like,
Yep.
Or it
Also,
could
we
be
left them on the
something
path.
Barry can track us down with.
what? The most likely thing would be the frisbee.
Yeah, that's why I
Yeah.
didn't want to leave the frisbee
too.
somewhere. Because then what if Barry finds it and is like, oh, they left it.
Those
They hate
bitches.
me.
yeah.
Cracks knuckles.
It's made of wood, isn't it? We could just burn it.
No, it's fine. It's fine.
If you're worried that it's some sort of like attachment to him, though, then like he would know if we burned it, right? So
Yeah.
safest thing to do is just keep
Maybe he
it.
knows we're having this conversation. Like, he must know we were going to find this body.
Oh, God.
There's no way he didn't know that.
Oh god. Listen, everything's gonna be fine.
Was
What
that
does
why? Maybe he didn't want to play frisbee with us. He was just trying to like distract us from the rotting corpse we were inevitably going to walk past.
Yeah,
So we
but
had
how
the
long-
right.
Yeah, he was buying himself time so that
For
the
the corpse
off-screen
to-
cleaners could come in. Yeah.
The intermission cleanup crew would
Yeah.
come in.
Maybe it's like so we have a positive experience with him, so that then when we find the body, it's like we already have this positive mental like image.
Yeah,
so then we
it
don't
couldn't
feel
have
so
been
bad.
him. Yeah.
This makes me feel even more betrayed.
I mean, I guess if you think about it, because they told us the story about how the things have to bathe in blood or they die, right?
I don't remember them doing it, but
Okay.
But
Dr.
we
nodded.
were talking about it out loud, so
Sure,
Okay.
yeah.
I mean, if you think about it, like, wouldn't we seem like murderers to like the animals that we eat? But we have to eat to survive, and he has to bathe in blood to survive. Could he ask for it politely from somebody who thinks that that's a cool thing to do? Probably, but maybe no one's ever said yes.
True. What does this elf look like?
So they have quite dark skin, and like very curly, but quite long hair. But it's kind of in like a braids, quite thick braids, very delicately made. They're just wearing they're quite slender in form, and wearing quite tight-fitting clothes, but like in a practical way. Like it's quite a lot of leather and cloth.
Okay. Right.
Very few of their other belongings are still on their body.
Okay, that's all. We want to carry on?
Yeah.
Yeah. Put some distance between us and Barry.
Maybe he's behind us. Like Aro did a little like.
Haiku visibly jumps.
Oh, I'm sorry, Haiku. I'm sorry. Everything will be okay. All right, we're in this together. Everything's fine.
Are we in this together? You lot aren't turning into a tree.
We're in
No,
this
but we're trying
together.
to help make
Okay.
sure that you don't turn into a tree.
Please water me if I do.
It it took me like the whole time that we were here to learn that spell.
Did it? Oh, I appreciate the effort.
Yeah, I didn't know that one before. Hadn't come up, but it seems pretty handy now
Hmm.
just to have, you know.
Hmm.
Anyway,
We're gonna be fine. Everything's gonna be okay. Let's carry on.
We moving on?
yeah.
Haiku
keep
had a
going.
face.
There's a phase for the everything's gonna be okay.
Oro's switch into primary rogue has resulted in a higher prank score.
As we're
Okay.
walking, I want to just kind of like, not like quietly like whispering, but just kind of like sidle up next to Haiku, be like, I understand if somebody's saying it's going to be okay, it doesn't actually make you feel better, because we can't actually promise that it's going to be okay. But I can promise that I'll do everything that I can think of to make sure that it's going to be okay.
Thank you, Nearly. That means a lot.
You're welcome.
What? Did you not hear this? The Wilhelm scream?
I forgot to
why-
open the thing, so I didn't
working.
hear it.
It was
I
just
just looked
after
down.
that conversation of
Yeah,
listen,
you
not
guys had
everything's
this-
okay. Like I know it doesn't mean everything's gonna be okay. And there was a heartfelt moment. And then just
Someone clip that. I need to see that.
Yeah, I would like to hear it
So
too,
funny.
because of course I forgot to open the thing, which I'm opening right now.
I have it
That's so
open in
funny.
3 different browsers and none of them worked.
Ah.
Thank you, Anonymous, for that 1,000 bits. It was a big bitty one. It
Oh,
was
it's 1,000
perfect
bits, that one?
timing.
Oh my goodness, that was
It's because it's
extremely well
a
timed.
spooky one.
that was extremely well timed. There are fewer sound alerts that we've had in our games that have been better timed than that.
Yeah. Beautiful.
Right. Okay, so you guys are back on the road, leaving this Wood Elf's corpse in the dust, or the grass, I guess.
And the blood, really.
And the blood, yeah.
So much blood.
Perhaps there's even that much left. I would have thought, it was soak it all up.
The chat is so far ahead of the video. I knew it was coming. It was good. I think you said that you've been watching the stream lurking in the stream for most of the day, Adam. I suspect that you might need to pause and play it again, just so that any like mini buffers that have happened, because they'll add up every 30 seconds of buffer, or 0.5 seconds or whatever, is going to add up to. Because your comments in chat, I've noticed today, have been a little bit delayed, and I was suspecting that you might be a little bit behind.
I don't think you can pause and play, because that will just play from where you paused it. I think you have to refresh, right?
I think you can just. I regularly just press pause and play again, because
If
I
you're in
often have.
browser, you can just toggle low latency mode on and off, or off and on, and it'll catch itself
Oh.
up as well.
Well, there you go. But yeah, no, I get that all the time.
I did not know that. I have that.
Especially regularly, where sometimes if I have the tab open and I alt tab to something else, and then I come back and I realize that it hasn't been playing for like 10 seconds or something. Anyway,
Gotcha.
if people have been watching all day because of Jenny's 8-hour stream, there's a chance that there is some delay. If you want to be the most up to date, you can pause and play. If you're happy
If you
with the way
like living
you
in
are,
the past,
That's fine too.
just a pointer, not an instruction. All right. So new TV has a bit of a delay. Oh, okay.
Oh yeah, TV stuff's super delayed.
That might do it.
Twitch.
Yeah, that might do it. The nice thing, you guys got us on TV though. That's cute. On the big screen. Okay. So as you are getting close to where you imagine that you should be arriving at the maelstrom, you recognize the floor beneath your feet becomes a little bit squelchy, and not foot in blood squelchy, but marshy almost. It's more like the soil itself is firm, but there are small pools, like puddles almost. It does not give you the same sense of a marsh swamp that you might find in Faerun. It's still very colorful and verdant, with lots of flowers and brush that's still like blossoming very much. But you can tell that there are pools of water that are forming around you, and the ground's getting has got a little bit more give than it did previously. The soil is firm, but the flesh is weak. Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, as soon as you said that, there's Zach Brannigan in my head.
Oro puts her waders on.
Oh,
Nice.
the waves are on.
Nice.
Oh, yeah, I'm telling you, these boys come in handy more often than we think.
What a value pickup those were. Incredible.
Good old sewer waiters.
So you start walking forward, and the trees start to disperse a little bit. You have a large kind of open field ahead of you that starts to kind of reveal this sort of marsh beneath your feet. Again, whilst marsh itself is a lot more maybe liable to give way beneath your feet, it doesn't feel like that as necessarily. It doesn't feel like the soil is just kind of like the grass that's growing is kind of hiding pockets of bog or whatever. It's more that it is just there are particular areas that are quite. Imagine the marsh in Lord of the Rings, where there are just like walkways beside pools. Like
Safe paths through the mist.
The safe paths were fine, so you can see quite clearly where the water is, and you can see quite clearly where the ground is firm enough for you to stand on. It's got a little bit of a squelch underneath your toes, and someone who spends a lot
We've all
of time
taken
in
our shoes off.
rivers. Waders make you nervous? Really? Why? What? Because if you get like a bunch of water in the waders, they're gonna weigh you down, maybe. Oh.
I have realized that
Drinks.
I put my waders on, but I don't want Nugget to go through it. So if it's an open area, Nugget will probably just fly, and I'll be on Nugget's back.
Sure. Okay. So as I was about to describe, in front of you for you think maybe half a mile is this kind of open marshish area, but at the far end, as the you can see the water, not the water, the marsh kind of hits a wall almost of willow trees. These willow trees are very dense. Not so much that you would hit branch if you were to go anywhere near them, but you would hit absolutely certainty the leaves in their branches as they kind of drape down kind of over you. If you're unfamiliar with a willow tree, it would be a good idea to Google willow tree now or get a reference image to see.
Willow or weeping willow?
Willow.
Okay.
Is there a weeping willow? Wasn't there
Yeah.
willow and weeping willow? Is that not just the one from?
So weeping willows are a little bit more like grandmother willow, where they like really hang and have the long. I'll show you.
Oh, there are 9 types of willow tree. Oh god, okay, maybe I should.
Now you're down a willow rabbit hole.
Well, so in my front yard growing up as a kid, we had a regular willow tree and a weeping willow tree.
Oh,
So
okay. I mean, look at this list of. Okay, so I guess it's a weeping willow then.
yeah,
Yeah, it's a weeping willow.
that's why.
It's not a pussy willow. It's a weeping willow.
Is that a
Just a
different
bit
kind
upset.
of tree?
Well, that's what it says. There's a type called a pussy willow and a goat willow.
Hmm.
I should have used the dwarf weeping willow. Dappled willow, corkscrew willow. Wow. Anyway, it's a weeping willow. The weeping willow, or it's hundreds of weeping willows.
Okay. Seems a bit spooky.
Is this the court of the maelstrom?
As you
Just
say that
says
out
it out loud.
loud, you don't see anything immediately come towards you and announce its presence, but you do see. Can you give me a perception check actually, before I go on and describe this without any sort of
Ye-
skill-based roll?
12.
Okay, you can see that as the willows meet the ground, it is not soil; it is water. So underneath these willows, this absolutely super dense forestation is water. It's kind of not hiding a pool, but it is sitting on top of a pool, and these trees are growing out of the water, and their branches are kind of draped over it. And you can see that as you shout out, you can see a small splash at the water's edge.
Oh, hello.
You are maybe half a mile away.
Oh,
Oh, hello.
yeah, no, definitely got to get closer then. Did y'all see that? Did you all see that splash?
No.
Oh, okay. I think that might be it. Because they're growing out of water. And that seems like weird, right? Because they're trees.
Mm-hmm.
Road and water.
Mhm.
Fish. As long as it's shallow water.
I mean, someone who comes from swampy areas, trees fairly regularly grow out of water from where I'm from.
Can they grow that big out of water? Doesn't there have to be soil under them? Wouldn't they just fall over?
Yeah, quite large. Because they're underwater.
Oh, maybe
Well,
it's growing from the ground down below the water.
Yeah, I suppose it depends how deep it is.
Hmm.
I mean, I can breathe underwater, but I don't know about anyone else.
Oh, I definitely can't.
Sorry,
I
for
have
clarity,
a
I
thing for
can't
this.
breathe underwater. I can just hold my breath for a
Oh,
very long time.
These lasers on me. Wow.
Wow.
Pew pew.
It's like the
sun
Mission
setting.
Impossible stuff.
The sun is setting.
There was such a cool sunset last night
Bam, bam,
Oh.
bing.
because it was like cloudy and raining as the sun was setting, and like the whole sky was just orange,
Wow.
like one
Oh,
solid
yeah.
color of orange.
Yeah, we had the hair. Me and Hazel could see it was just pure orange everywhere. It's very
Yeah.
odd.
Cool. There was someone actually that lives Erdington, I think, in Birmingham, that took a photo of like a super beautiful sunset, but also a fucking rainbow right in the middle of it. Like just like looking across there. It was, yeah, it's very pretty.
Rainbow
Using
for
his
Pride
D&D
Month.
budget for visual effects. The D&D budget is going on the various Patreon things I've pledged to. I've recently had to reevaluate, and I've switched them around a little bit. But what does our party do?
Good news, everybody. Well, Haiku might not have been there, but remember when we had to go underwater before and we had the bubble kelp stuff?
Mm-hmm.
I kept some, so I've got bubble kelp for me. I only have one.
Oh, wait a minute. All right, like roots through her normal pocket. Yeah. I also have some.
I'm pretty sure I still have some too. Let me just like go digging through pockets, i.e.
It's a
You
good
talked
job
about
we're...
leveling up. Did you say you got rid of a spell to let you breathe underwater?
You got rid of water walking.
Oh, water walking.
What did I use the cup? Oh no, I have it. I have 3. I think I remember
used
taking
all
a shit ton.
my bubble kelp because I don't.
So
see it here.
you took enough for the full party, but that was when you only had 3 people. And
Well, I've
now
still
you've
got one.
No, what I'm saying is Oro must have picked up,
Oh,
thinking this is enough for everybody, and then you got a new person. But thankfully, you picking one up does mean it actually is enough for the full party.
Woohoo! I think I've just ended up under the water so many times because I know I grabbed a couple handfuls, and I think I've just ended up having to use it all because I can't see it here. Oh wait! Oh my god! I wasn't looking at my inventory. Lol. Hold on. I was like, oh my god! I'm out of my mind. Yeah, I have 8 bubble kelp. I remember just being like, I'm
Wow.
taking as much as I can get because I'd already almost drowned at that point.
Yeah. So I
Mullet
think I
me.
remember saying that they let you breathe underwater for 1 hour. Let me know if that's incorrect.
That sounds right.
sounds
It was
about right.
1 hour.
I think that's why I took 8 because I was like, I'm taking as
Yeah.
much as I can get.
Also remember that you can hold your breath for 1 minute plus your constitution modifier because adventurers are better than Navy SEALs.
Yeah?
What was if your modifier was -1?
That makes sense. Yeah. And then you minus. Oh my god.
Or is it minimum 1?
Yeah, it must be minimum 1. Yeah.
I mean, my modifier is 1, but yeah, sometimes it's important.
Wait, how long can a Navy SEAL hold their breath?
Let's Google it.
Yeah.
How long
I mean, a minute is a long time.
Navy- Oh, that it auto completed. 2 to 3 minutes.
Wow.
Yeah, apparently.
Off they are the seals. They're cheating.
One of the requirements to become a seal is to swim 50 meters in 1 breath.
Jesus.
Yeah,
you
that
allowed
I don't
to
think I
not
can
die?
do. Go ahead.
Anyway. So what are we doing, team?
Go
hopefully
towards
we
the
don't-
trees, I guess.
Yeah, hopefully we don't have to go under the water. I don't really like going under the water.
If we can avoid going under the water, I in particular still am just a little bit uneasy around deep water. But if we can't, then I've got my bubble kelp handy.
Sure.
If the water is of the correct depth, Haiku can walk on the bottom. You know, they come from the swamp,
That's
and you
true.
really can sort of just sit on top.
Oh
above
my
the
god,
water.
just stand on your shoulders. Yeah, I'm down for that.
Who needs a rules lawyer when you have a chat? Adam is the rules lawyer.
Yeah.
Adam is absolutely our rules lawyer.
Yeah,
100%.
we have
Any
consulted
circumstance.
him on many occasions.
Yeah, Adam
What are the
is-
rules for grappling again, Adam? What are the rules for grappling? We could Google it, but we can just Adam it instead.
Yeah, exactly. Although Adam has been wrong once or twice, but that is
Mhm.
once or twice in his life. So
Yeah,
really-
literally, yeah. And each is accompanied by a cute emote, so you know.
Yeah, he usually lets us up. Yeah, and sometimes it's to help me, sometimes it's help the players, so it balances out.
Yeah.
Okay. So you move towards the water, and you're carefully treading beneath these pools that are starting to form around you. And surely enough, you get closer and closer to what was making the ripples in the pool in front of you. You get to within 20 feet, and you start to actually see what it is that might be making these pools. It is a small, kind of round and soft looking face that looks almost kind of fish-like, with just honestly adorable features. It pokes its head out, and for a brief moment outside of the water, it flaps what look like wings or fins or flippers, and keeps itself aloft for a couple of seconds before dipping back into the pool. It, if you look at your maps, looks like this.
One chat.
Oh, it's a fantasy axolotl.
It is. It looks like an axolotl.
Ah, cute.
I wave at it. The universal, oh, hello there, greeting. That someday will end up not being universal and will end up being offensive, and then we'll just have to learn the hard way.
But yes, so this is a fey axolotl that has poked its head out of the water, flapped a couple of times to keep itself aloft, and then dipped back down into it.
Hello.
Can we all just approach this with caution and not just walk up to it and start conversing immediately, please? Because
Haiku
it
gets
is-
out the guns.
It has gone wrong every single time, pretty much.
Pond's haunted. Shh.
Oh, big fan of that.
Okay, you can take the lead if you want to. It's
Oh,
just
I never
really
said that.
cute. It's probably better that I don't because it's really cute. What should we do instead of just talking to it?
You know, I'm all for talking to it. Let's just not dive in and do whatever it says. Let's just.
What if it has a sports game we can all play together?
Like Frostbite.
I will walk into this swamp under the water and just go off.
We now have everybody in chat come up with the most fantasy way of spelling frisbee.
Frostbite.
Frostbite. We want to play some frostbite.
Okay, we'll be good, Haiku, we promise.
IQ being a sensible one. Jesus Christ.
I know how the turns have tabled.
What the
Paranoid
hell's
one.
going on?
Paranoid one.
Yeah, it's true.
Oh, that's a good entry. Oh
That's
my
a
goodness
solid
gracious.
entry right there.
Wow.
Further.
Oh, there we go. No, we got some apostrophes there. That's how you know it's a real fantasy name. We got some apostrophes. That's good. This is some good entries.
No vowels.
Yeah.
It's like Welsh.
Mm-hmm.
B
there's
is
not-
actually a vowel in this fantasy language.
There's not enough L's which sound like cluz.
Yeah.
Okay, so we say hello, but we do it cautiously.
Yeah, from a distance.
A cautious hello.
From a
Yeah.
distance. Is this far enough?
Yeah, this will be fine. I mean, I'll let you talk to it because you're better at talking to people than I am.
Well, you say that. Hello there. Is this the court of the Maelstrom?
I'm gonna answer that, but first I want to Google translate frisbee into Welsh.
It's going to be.
Yes.
Is it a modern word? Because is it going to be like another Popty Ping situation?
Popty-ting.
I don't even spell frisbee. Oh no, it's just frisbee. Oh no, I'm in the wrong thing. Yeah, it's still just frisbee.
Can you get it to say frisbee? And does it just say frisbee with a Welsh accent?
Well, if you spell frisbee
Oh no, it's
with
not.
an S,
It's
then...
oh no, it actually no it it actually is what Grace put in chat.
Yeah.
It's just frisbee like that. Yeah. I'm so sorry that I doubted you, Grace. I just thought you were. I just thought you were taking a guess. Yeah, it's frisbee. Can you do the? Voice output isn't available for Welsh. That's sad.
Oh, it did it for me.
Oh.
Frisbee is what it did. I literally like.
Whoa! I didn't know I could speak Welsh. Anyway,
Wait.
so you say what?
Hmm?
You say
I
what?
say hello. Is this the core of the Maelstrom?
Okay. The fey axolotl pokes its head out of the water, and it kind of launches itself out and kind of floats for a little bit in front of you, and it goes.
Do I understand this? Because I speak Aquan.
You do understand it. Yes.
Oh, good. You saved me a spell slot.
So when I said, you'd think, in response to Katie being the one that does all the speaking, what I meant to imply is Katie won't be able to do all the speaking for you because Nerly doesn't speak Auran. So these, do you understand what has been said?
Okay, this puts Haiku a little bit more at ease. It's been a while since I've heard someone speak Aquan.
Yeah. It kind of pops up and says, "Hi there. How can I help you?"
We're cautiously looking for the Maelstrom. Is this it? I mean, things don't seem to be what they appear here.
Oh, pretty close. Yeah, pretty close.
Oh, so is it like here, or just beyond here, or?
Oh, it's the other side of the streams. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Oh, that's very close. Can we get across the trees?
Oh, I wouldn't recommend your friends doing it.
Oh, is it underwater?
Yeah, it's pretty tricky.
Oh, how so?
Well, you see the willows, and we're not the only ones in the water.
Shit. Okay. Well, do you go underneath?
What are you here for?
Well, we were originally we got teleported in. There's a tree thing on me, then we got taken prisoner by the Ursine court, and then he wants to go get 5, and then we went to the groaning tree, burnt the place down, everyone's dead. Now we've come here, and we need to go to the Maelstrom and collect the Typhon van.
Oh. Did you say you burned down Groaning Tree?
No?
Could you roll me a deception check, please?
Is Haiku speaking in Aquan this whole time?
Yes, he's gonna. They have to if they want to converse.
Sounds a bit like the doorman.
So good.
You have a D6 as well if you wanted to use it.
Oh yeah. You got given a D6 by Boots.
Wish me luck, Boots.
Is there a way that I could tell by the look on Haiku's face that they've been caught in something? Because I can't say anything, but I could sure guidance.
I mean, depends if I don't think there would be, to be honest.
Okay.
I think it'd be difficult to read since they're speaking a different language.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. It sounded an awful lot like you said that you burned down Groaning Tree.
Yeah. Groaning Tree wasn't longer the original Groaning Tree. So Groaning Tree was inhabited by tree ants and then some dryad, I think. From
That sounds pretty normal for Groaning Tree.
No, it was somebody Shadowfell had
Shadowfell.
infiltrated, and she was trying to teleport a giant tree here, and she seeped into the minds of all the normal tree ants and forced them. Yeah, it was nasty business.
Could you roll a persuasion check, please?
Yeah, spell persuade. There we are.
I don't know, man. This sounds... I'm not sure if we should help you. What if you set fire to the maelstrom?
I mean, if it's in water, that's not going to happen.
I mean, we've got trees and stuff we don't want burned down.
Okay. Well, I mean, we're not, aggressive people. We don't go looking to kill people. We were threatened.
You burned down Groaning Tree, though.
We were threatened, and our lives were endangered. So,
Well,
I mean, if we step into the maelstrom on something we have been, we have been appointed to do by the Earthsign Court. I mean, I have to do it.
Oh,
If I
you
don't
didn't
do
say
it,
that.
This bloody bat thing will spread everywhere, and I'll become a tree. I don't want to become a tree. I like being a turtle. I like speaking Aquan. I haven't spoken in a while. Hello, by the way. It's nice to speak Aquan.
You said the Ursine King sent you?
Yeah. There was a bit of a misunderstanding. So we met his son in our realm and helped him on his journey. And then when we told him about it, he had to go at us and imprisoned us? Question mark. I think something like that.
That's not what happened.
It's been a long time, okay?
Okay.
Haiku
yeah.
doesn't remember it properly.
It was. I mean, it wasn't that long ago for Haiku. What happened? We had Nerdy, I think it was. No, Oro.
It was me.
Tried to say something to a guard that came out as an insult, and you got acquisitioned.
Because apparently it's big bad manners illegal to say something bad about someone's mother in the Ursine Court.
Okay.
as a outsider.
And somehow Tom came up with the names Humphrey and then Bearfree, and it wasn't a play on human Humphrey and Bearfree. It just happened that way, and I thought, oh my god, how clever. And he was like, no, I just call him Bearfree. And I was like,
I called him Bearfree because he was a bear version of Humphrey, but Hum wasn't human. I didn't think human for that. But here we are.
Maybe you did somewhere deep in your heart, and it was a pun. All along.
I can't remember either, if that makes you feel better. It's all right. I have a tendency to accidentally make all of my games more complicated than I want them to, and then none of my players remember any important plot points.
I remembered.
Well, Haiku has misremembered it, but we're just going to keep going.
That's okay. That's okay.
So yeah, the Earthsign King is we have to collect these tithes, else myself and Nugget, the big bat behind you can see, we're gonna have this tree's gonna overtake us. We've got the horn to prove it. Fancy horn.
Are you gonna show the horn?
Official. Yeah, we'll show the horn.
Okay. Will you show the horn? It's kind of like a seal of official authority. The Ursine. Sure, yeah, okay. The Ursine Court have presented to you. They kind of give me a second. I need to ask someone about this." And they plop back into the water. You say, remember when Haiku was all, "Let's not jump into this and do everything they say," and then proceeds to tell this random fish cat our entire story.
Person doesn't believe me, and I'm just telling them the truth. Right?
Here's my birth certificate too. Social address, Mother Maiden's name. It's because Haiku's trying to backtrack all the accidental truths that you've said that have made you seem like dangerous adventurers. Yeah. Oh, so this horrible thing happened, and we burned down this whole thing. I mean,
Thank God I ain't mentioned the book tree or anything like that yet.
Oh no.
Oh, the butchered.
Guys mean well. Anyway.
This is how we end up in the Aquan fucking prison too. The bear prison, the tree prison, the water prison. It's like a Legend of Zelda game. Now we just need a fire prison. Well, Haiku was almost in a fire prison of their own design.
Oh God. Haiku's Inferno.
After a few moments, I can hear him.
Yeah, he can see there's a little mousey and a squirrel that always comes and like messes around back there, and he's just like, "I can see them."
So another couple of other heads pop out from the water, and you are faced with several axolotl fae.
Oh no. It's a cult.
They present themselves to you. And the first axolotl that you recognize says, which translates to, "My name is Splash. This is Dollop, Drip, Drizzle, and Squirt."
I love them.
Yeah, I'll just tell the axolotl that I'll just be passing on the translation to my friends.
Sure. If you want to come to the Maelstrom, you will have to take. Because there is almost no way that you'll survive a trip through the streams and the willows.
Wait, I feel like we missed a piece of information there.
Yeah, you have to what? You like cut out. Yeah.
We'll have to take you.
Oh.
Okay, so you lead us.
You'll have to ride us. But it's okay. We'll make it a race.
How big are they?
So they're not cat size as described in the chat before. they are the equivalent of what's a good size estimate? They are just about medium size, as you might imagine. They have the trunk of their body is about 5 foot long. That's head to tip of tail though.
Can I just converse with my friends here? They don't speak Aquan. None of them are fancy enough to speak Aquan.
You do.
So they've offered to take us to the Maelstrom, but we would have to ride them because it's a difficult journey. This is what I talked about earlier. Let's not just jump into the water with the fair axolotl. Please.
Okay.
This is. Can we just take a moment,
breathe,
deep breath, and just think about what we're potentially getting ourselves into?
Danger.
Yes. Now they did seem rather. I don't know why they didn't believe me that burning the forest down was accidental.
Did you tell them? Stop telling people that we burnt that. Just ignore that.
Maybe just present that like there was a dryad from the Shadowfell and she was trying to invade and she took control of some of your treants and they asked us to stop her.
That's almost exactly what I said. So I guess I'm blurting stuff out when I get into these
insight.
What we need to do is we need to ensure that Haiku has on their list of flaws. When I'm put under pressure, I oversell. I tell the truth too much.
I can't stop myself.
We'll just continue for the rest of the fair. Well, at least.
It's a great place to be. Horribly, bluntly honest. Is the
Yeah, it's a
Feywild?
good
Yes, that's
excuse.
exactly.
They've just been slowly whittled down, is all. the
That's
past-
true. Of course.
Just, out of the past few days. Who knows how long it's been?
Yeah, honestly.
Yeah, what is time? So what do we want to do now? Remember, we'll be calm about this. Scourer, refs.
But what else are we gonna do? Like, we don't
Are they
know the
gonna
way.
take us underwater?
Yeah, I think so. And by the way, at least they were telling it to me. It didn't see that even myself, who has spent a decent amount of time underwater, would be able to navigate it. It somewhat seems like we're reliant on.
I'm just holding up a chunk of bubble kelp.
Oh, bubble kelp. Look,
Mhm.
I mean, breathing. I don't think, at least isn't the issue I'm having in my head. What if they end up being bad? What if they end up trying to kill us? What if they try to, I don't know, curse one of us?
Did they seem like they were lying?
Did you do an inside joke?
They seemed like perfectly reasonable people. So did Barry.
No, you didn't like Barry from the start.
No, I didn't. But no,
I even said he was being awfully mysterious about his line of work. But I was also afraid that if we didn't play Frisbee with him, that he would hurt us. So.
yeah.
Just to clarify, all right, he said that he makes a living. All right, it's just that his living is he needs to murder people and bathe in their blood, or he will die.
He was
Okay,
being mysterious about it.
He wasn't being mysterious. He didn't want to
Okay, he's
explicitly say, "I kill people a lot."
No,
It's not
okay.
like no one pays him for that because there aren't necessarily jobs for everybody in this fantasy world.
Yeah.
It's not like I'm an accountant. Like,
Yay, the Feywild
Yeah,
escaped
did.
capitalism.
No, I think everyone should be more honest about what they're thinking and just communicate effectively.
Oh, well, if everyone communicated effectively, we'd have no fucking stories to tell.
Oh yeah,
Did
what
you-
would a world with everyone being effective communicators be like?
Exactly.
Do you want me to see if I can get any guarantees from these axolotls? Just to make sure that we'll be fine.
I mean, if you don't trust them, how can you trust their guarantee?
Also, how do you ride them? That's that.
I'll get back to you.
Okay.
We'll go back to the axolotl. Incoming scorpion and frogs. Lol, said the scorpion. What now?
Lol, said the scorpion.
Oh, that's funny.
One of my favourite memes. But we've got my non-Akron speaking friends have got some questions. If you don't mind us asking. Oh shit! What if they can speak common?
Funny that you were saying that everyone should communicate openly, and then now you've changed from oversharing to lying, and neither of them is working well for you. If this ever makes it into a highlight reel, I'd like that bit to be clipped, where Jack talks about how we should all be communicating openly, and then immediately lies.
I haven't done it yet. Okay. I was about to. True, but I haven't done it yet.
Okay, all right.
First question, which isn't a lie. We were wondering how it would work with us riding you. Some of us we have a bat. It's
Wait.
agile
Wait.
creature in the water.
Wait.
Will the water will help keep some afloat. You will have to ride upon our backs. We're very fast in the water, and that is hopefully what will stop you from, spending too much time here.
We have some. Well, one of us has got some bubble kelp. I mean, I can breathe. Well, I can hold my breath for a while, but someone's got some bubble kelp, so it should help things. Second question.
Does that help people? Are you going to cast comprehend languages?
No, I wanted to read it and I
Okay.
pressed the wrong bit.
Sure, that's fine.
Feel
Yeah,
that.
I'm not really sure how bubble kelp works, to be honest. I've never needed it myself, obviously being a turtle. I assume that because they pulled it out at work. Second question that we wanted to ask. We've come across a variety of people during our journey to the Feywild, and we didn't initially want to come here. We are here by accident, and you know, a lot of people have tried to do us harm, and we would like some kind of guarantee that you will not do harm to us.
How can we guarantee that for you? If you please sign this waiver. If you want to visit the Maelstrom, and we feel it is our duty to transport you there, as you've come from the Ursine Court.
Okay. Do you like respect the assigned card? Is this...
It is not for our place to say anything about the Ursine Courts. You know, my name is Splash, for fuck's sake.
Hey,
Flash, for fuck's sake.
don't put yourself down about your own name. I'm named after a bloody poem.
I like it.
I like
Not
Splash.
even after a poem, just named as a type of poem.
Yeah. I'm a genre.
Category of poem.
Category. Been named after a category.
Okay, so I've just got some images of you just swimming down and not ever coming back up again. I'm having a stressful time. Splash, I'm turning into a tree.
Yeah.
Do you know anything about this, by the way?
No, that seems above my pay grade. Not that I'm paid.
You don't pay?
Or have a grade.
I'm just out here playing with my friends. But it seems important for the grown-ups to hear about you.
Okay, we'll let me just talk to the dry people. I think they're sort of just kids, or at least younger people. They don't really seem to have any type of. I think they were just here, like, playing around. To be fair, I don't want to say what I want to say.
As you turn around,
Honestly, go ahead.
Katie, your mic has gotten louder. I don't know whether it's just me.
No,
I
that
think
did
she's-
sound louder then.
She's nice and close to the microphone as well.
It could be that.
Is that better?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
You can.
Was Haiku going to say, I think we could take him?
No, they just seem like kids. Chuffing hell.
I think we could throw a frisbee at the back of their heads and then knock them out.
Anyway,
Death by
Quick frisbee.
bullets are significantly slower in the water, and the flamethrower don't work. What could I do?
Oh, you're right.
You couldn't even set fire to anything.
Oh,
Yeah. As you pointed out earlier, how am I going to set fire to this?
yeah.
What were you going to say, Jenny?
I was just going to make a joke that when you turn around, Oro has somehow found a snorkel and has flippers on. He's ready.
Yes. Yes.
Excellent. So do we just? It seems like it's the only way is to trust
Yeah,
several
it does.
random axolotl youths.
Look at how cute they are.
Yeah, pretty adorable. Makes me
We'll just-
makes me sus.
That's fair. We'll just eat the bubble kelp and then we can breathe underwater for an hour. And then if something does go wrong, then we've got an hour. And we just
Yeah.
eat more.
Let me just check that it's
I
not
have
going
one.
to take longer than an hour. Oh no, if you can eat. Oh yeah, no, that's fine. So that's all I'm
I
willing
only
to-
have one to eat.
I've
Well,
got
I have
meat.
3, so
I would also have to eat one after an hour.
And Nugget would need some too.
Yeah.
Presuming, unless Nugget's gonna fly over.
no.
I don't think there's any flying over this. By the sounds of it, there's a very specific way.
Okay.
Ask them how long it'll take.
Okay. Splash.
Yeah.
How long is it going to take? This bubble kelp thing only lasts for about an hour.
Oh,
I mean, you said
well,
you mentioned something about a race as well. So I'm assuming.
Well, I thought we might be fun.
Yeah, I mean, I
We don't.
feel
If we can play it super safe if you want to, but honestly, racing is. We have to go pretty quick if we want. It's probably safer.
Yeah,
if we spend too long with large land folk on our back, we're kind of prey for if anything's out here.
Okay. Well, I first of all, I feel for whichever one of you have to carry me. I apologize for that in advance.
You're waterborne. It'll be fine.
Yeah, I got a lot of math to me.
Take a long time to accelerate.
Well,
you're
I mean,
bringing all that? Okay, yeah.
Oh, it never. Yeah, I'm not getting into that now.
Okay.
I mean, we can keep our eyes peeled for anything coming out. Offer a little bit of protection. I mean, we've got some ranged stuff. I don't know how effective it'll be underwater though.
Well, I mean, let's just. We're ready when you're ready.
Okay, we'll go. Speaking
Right.
normal now. Go on.
Right, okay, I assume someone's given me one more bubble cap, so I've got 2.
Yeah, I have 8.
Okay.
So I'll give you 1. I'll give Haiku 2. So that I still have 5 after that.
They intimate to you that it shouldn't take more than 10 minutes.
Okay.
It's gonna be a short. Like it's a race. Like they're gonna.
I feel
do
like
a
I want
race.
a backup. Yeah, but like a marathon is a race.
That's a fair point. That's a fair point.
I'm giving Randall 1. I'll give Haiku 2, and I'll give another 1 because I've got so many to Oro to feed to Nugget.
Okay. Thank you. All right. Bubble kelps in mouth.
I want to put all of my papers and books and ink and all that kind of stuff is going in the bag of holding.
Sure.
Oh yeah. Should we care about that? Do I need to do? Do I need to do that?
Yeah, if you got anything you want to keep dry.
Actually, in fact, so one of the things that was happening, like once Haiku mentioned that it was going to be a race, I have like taken off like the cloak has come off, the backpack, everything, all of my stuff has come off. I have nothing with me but my wand. It's all gone in the bag of holding, and I've turned my long dress into like what she would imagine a swimsuit would be like.
Yeah.
But like still kind of like a dress, just so that there's
Sure.
not so much drag.
Yeah.
It's like she's swum before. She knows that like the more
Yeah.
cloth, the more like burdened you are. So Nero is like full on in like a
ready to go.
what is like the 1950s swimsuits that had like the whole part down like to the knees with the little like frills on the bottoms and stuff like that. She's definitely in like, yeah. And it's just like holding her wand like
Excited.
mm-hmm.
Let's go.
Have you said it's a race, Haiku?
Yeah. So I will mention that it's a they're wanting to race. I mean, I think they're quite relatively young.
Okay. Oro takes her waders off because she thinks that it might make her like more of like a wind sail if she's
like a drag
going fast. Yeah. So she takes her waders off, puts that in the bag of holding, puts all of her stuff in the bag of holding, all of her stuff in her pockets except for her extra bubble kelp, like weapons and her thing she has to do spells with. What's that called? Focus. That. Just put that like down a bra or something.
Okay.
Bloody land dwellers putting all this stuff in to stop getting wet. I say this an Aquan.
Hilariously, the only spell I have that doesn't have a verbal component is counterspell. So we are under the water. That's all I can do.
Yay. All right. So the way that the Feaxolotl imagine this is that you guys are going to have to lower yourself into the water onto their backs. So your legs will be submerged, and your butts are probably going to get a little bit wet. But you're going to grab onto them as best you can, and then these guys are going to jet off as fast as they can along this stream. next session, we will do our axolotl fey race.
Oh, my heart! I'm so excited for this.
I don't think I'm gonna win.
Well, we'll find out. It's going to be a lot of. So what I figured, right? So that's it, right? We've got to 8 hours for Jenny's stream as well. Congratulations, Jenny.
Turned off.
We're on the 8
Yay!
hours.
Congrats.
But we're
Look
going
at
to
this
do.
big coffee my friend gave me.
Wow.
Holy moly! Wow.
Yeah.
So we're gonna do a big race. Oh yeah, can we do bets?
Oh,
Can
we
we do
could
like chat bets?
We could
Oh
do
my
like
God,
a.
yes.
Oh, okay.
Oh shit! You
We'll
could
have
do
to-
a
we'll have to
prediction,
wait
but it has
until
to be like
next
two
time, yeah.
things.
We'll
think about it.
See how it goes. So we'll do it. But my plan for it is that it's going to be a race. You guys will have to do skill checks, etc., to avoid obstacles I'm going to have in your way. But we could angle it to the playful fun of trying to like nudge your mate off of their axolotl or whatever, just to slow them down a little bit, if that's the way that you want to roleplay it. Just as a
I
fun
attack
little
them with my
thing.
Walking staff.
Just a fun little thing to see if, non-damaging, hopefully.
I
to see
dropped
who
the
comes out
immovable
top.
rod on the angle.
You're ahead of someone, so you just like place it and then you
Get-
let go, and someone else behind goes into it.
Oh my god!
Knocked off of it.
Get clotheslined.
Web.
So I
Cast
figured that
web
might be
slow.
fun. So if you guys want to have a bit of a think about that over the week before we play again, about what you might do to get ahead of the game. It doesn't have to be, it's classic like Mario Kart shit. Like, do you save your shell to be like a protective thing that you hold behind you, or do you throw it in front to try and fuck someone up? Like, you can use your abilities to help yourself or to hinder someone else. That's down to you. Or you can just do nothing at all and go along for the ride. But we're playing a game and this is for fun, so let's see what happens.
Can I carry the axolotl and run because it might be faster?
Yeah.
You know what? It probably would be faster, but no, unfortunately you cannot, because the willows are too low.
Oh. Damn.
I mean, you could try, but if you hit a branch, you will probably drown.
Yay!
Ooh.
All right, so that's today's session over and done with. I hope you guys had fun. Congratulations once again for Jenny finishing her 8-hour stream, because that's a long
Yay.
boy.
Thanks.
Very long boy.
Long.
And that was as a result of hitting your tips thing, right?
Yeah, tip goal a couple of weeks ago. Yeah.
Lovely.
Yeah.
Nice.
Lovely. Okay. Well, that's our D&D session concluded for tonight.
D
It's
and
not
done.
quite a D and done. It's not quite a cliffhanger, but it is a fun thing to look forward to. So, oh my god, papaya, papaya.
Oh,
Oh my
I don't think we
God.
said raisin that many times.
Thank you, papaya.
5,000
That's so kind of you.
raisins.
Thank you. Jesus Christ. Holy fucking shit. Damn.
I'd love
thank
for there
you.
to be just a rain of raisins that come down on the stream. They're just
Whether that asset exists already, I think I'd have to make that from scratch.
There'll be some niche for it somewhere.
Big papaya.
Right. That was a lot of fun.
Yeah.
It was nice to get back to DMing.
Yeah.
It's been a little bit.
Yes.
I had an itch. I had an itch that I needed to scratch. I need to
Mhm.
play some D&D. I had to be the DM for a bit because I'd forgotten how to DM. I've got a D&D side project going on in my noggin, and I'm excited about it. But a lot of my creative juices have been going towards that. So I was worried that I wouldn't come up with anything fun for this session. But I went through my notes and I was like, oh, past Tom had come up with a bunch of cool shit. Well, I'll just use some of the past Tom stuff. I've got like a Discord server where I just like write some notes every time I think, oh, this might be cool, and I put it in there.
Mm.
So
Yeah, I'd
thankfully-
say cute axolotl water race is pretty top tier feywild idea.
True.
Well,
I'm very
I mean,
excited.
we'll see how it goes. Maybe it'll be terrible, but hopefully it'll be very fun.
In my head, I'm
also-
already racing on a cute axolotl.
I also very much enjoyed the whole frisbee encounter. I thought that was a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Especially the just giving you guys a nice little bit of temporary health, but just some R&R. We're just gonna rest and recuperation.
Yeah, no reason
Chilling
we're gonna
out with
need
your
those temporary health
pals.
points.
Nope.
Who knows?
Maybe not.
Who
We're fine.
knows? You can get past so many encounters with just talking to people.
Exactly.
Who'd have thought if you just spoke to someone and was polite to him, like you'd get so far?
Incredible.
Precisely.
Incredible.
Might have gone differently if you'd thrown a frisbee at the back of someone's head and tried to kill them with it. but,
Oh my god.
Can you imagine?
I was ready for me to be like, Oro jumps in front of the frisbee.
Haiku pulls out his tiny eldritch cannon, fires his force catapult, which has a range of 120
Oh.
feet.
We'll fucking die in this feywild.
And
Yeah.
it'll be a fight that Haiku started.
Yeah. All right. Well, we'll be here next week, I think. Everyone?
I think so.
Probably? Maybe?
I think so. I think it's just
Hopefully.
back to
Okay,
not doing
so.
things.
I think I've got a nice little 3-day weekend. Actually, theoretically, I've got 3-day weekends until the end of July because I had a bunch of annual leave I had to use up. So I just took off every Friday. So I've got some
Nice.
time. You'd think I'd use that time to maybe do some D&D prep, but I won't.
That's not how D&D prep works. It works at the very last minute and under a lot of stress.
Yeah. Right. GG's, everybody. Don't know what
Yes,
Jenny's doing
GG's.
to stream now.
I just wanted to thank you if you've been here for a lot of the 8 hours. I appreciate it. It's been a long stream. If you were part of the doodle date as well earlier today, thank you for hanging out and having fun. I appreciate it. I'll see you tomorrow, but we'll be back for D&D next week at 7 p.m. BST time. Goodbye.
Bye.
Goodbye.
There ya.
Jazz hands.